wanna bring that drama, I'll whoop that ass like Michael Obama. Yeah, I got that big D energy. Ain't nobody gonna step to me. And if you really wanna bring that drama, I'll whoop that ass like Michael Obama.
No, Michelle is a
I'm sorry, she's a what?
transgender. We all know.
Oh my gosh.
Oh gosh. It's okay.
I whip that thing out like Michael Obama.
We already had it with
I got that
Obama,
big
so
energy.
let's just calm down.
Nobody wanna step to me.
No.
And if you really wanna bring that drama, I whip that ass like Michael Obama. I'm a girl, 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 I'm a whip the thing out like Michael Obama. I got that big, big energy. Ain't nobody wanna step at me. And if you really wanna bring that drama, I whip that ass like Michael Obama. Ain't got that clip, bitch. Hung like a llama. I whip that dick out.
Layla hates her hotties. Oh yeah, Layla, she hates her hotties. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, she hates the hotties. Oh yeah. She hates the hotties.
Can you save us, Britney Spears? Can we be saved? God, why is Satan controlling the universe?
The world we used to think we knew is constantly exposing who our possibilities come true. So what we do is call out to the good guys, good guys. Witches, widows, MAGA, misfits, entertaining cunnilinguist good guys. The forum of the quorum needs a secretive society to advance our philosophies intentionally, magically good guys. Conspiracy, sex, clones, Jamaicans, it's okay to change your thinking. Good guys, good guys, good guys, good guys. The world we used to think we knew is constantly exposing woo. Our possibilities come true. So what we do is call out to the good guys, good guys. Witches, widows, MAGA, misfits, entertaining cunnilinguist good guys. The forum of the quorum needs a secretive society to advance our philosophies intentionally, magically good guys. Conspiracy, sex, clones, Jamaicans, it's okay to change your thinking. Good guys, good guys, good guys, good guys.
Brap, brap, brap. Happy Friday the 13th, good guys. We are Sans Paranoid American tonight. Unfortunately, he has burnt himself out playing with Donut too much. Not really. It is his lovely lady's birthday, and so he is spending time with her instead of with us.
And
So, yeah,
Happy
I don't know. I didn't know. I'm like, has he ever said her name on
oh,
air?
whoops, my bad.
I didn't know if you had, so I never do with anyone. I never out their thing.
I didn't think about that. You're right.
It's
There's
all right.
millions of Amandas out there in the world.
Pretty much every name.
Oh shit. So anyways, thank you guys so much for showing up early to the Secret Society of Good Guys. We might have people swing in as the show goes on. We will see. It is kind of like Summer's birthday, so if you find her anywhere, reach out to the White Witch of Jamaica or Summer and
It is?
yeah.
Oh, it's our birthday.
Well, it's
Happy
Friday the 13th and also and Summer's birthday, I feel like it's 12/12. Is it 12/13?
I don't know if it's 12/12 or 12/13. I can never remember.
I feel like
I
it's
feel like it's the
12/12
12. I think so
because I
too.
feel like it's the mirror of 21 for some reason
Yeah.
in my head. But I was late anyway. It was still like last night and then but it had to be today cuz there's only 38 days left in the year. So, the crazy
Crazy
38 of it all.
38. Yeah.
Anyways, that was a whole big thing. So happy birthday, Summer. And yeah. How are you guys? How's your blue beam going?
It's going great.
Yeah.
Going great.
Do you guys have any drone sightings where in your necks of the woods? Or is it just a New Jersey thing?
I mean, I haven't been outside really. It's been a little cold, but I always look up at night when I get out of my car or whatever. I haven't seen anything. When I drive, I'm always like, is there anything going on? Nope, nothing. It's probably a Jersey thing. Pequannock was one of the areas I lived like 10 minutes away before I moved here. We had a house there.
I think the full moon is Sunday, maybe, or the 18th. And it's supposed to be like the moon of the year where you get to see the nighttime the most. It's like a long night or something. It's a cold moon. So, but I think it's Sunday. I should remember that stuff since I just looked it up.
Everyone is telling me it's a full moon today.
Is it? I don't think it is, but I could be wrong.
It
I feel like
looked
I
full.
looked that up because I had a migraine yesterday, and so I was like, "Oh,
Saturday,
it's probably
December
the full
14th.
moon."
So, yeah, it's technically full moon.
Kind of. It's
Saturday.
tomorrow's. Oh, yeah.
It's tomorrow for Chaney.
So, anyways, yeah, it seems like a celestial type weird time. And then another thing that happened, we're going to talk about all these things, but just to throw them out there. Nancy Pelosi fell and like went to the hospital in the UK, and she was.
Did she really fall?
This is just the reports before I went to work. There might be some details. Some people are saying she might have even broke a hip. Where that's never a good sign for an old
No,
person.
it's not.
I wonder if she's dead.
Do you think like her tits weighed her down?
Yeah.
Nancy
Oh,
Pelosi has a
goodness.
huge rack. You're lying. If you
God,
guys
I
are
don't-
all lying, if you said you haven't noticed Nancy Pelosi's
I
big
really
old
haven't.
bags.
I have, and oh my God, like I could only imagine like the
Abbie,
thin
right now,
skin
Googling Nancy Pelosi's
tissue
fun bag.
and like big balloons in there, and it's just like thin skin, and just like looks horrible. I could just only imagine her tits look terrible.
Like Nancy Pelosi boobs. That's what
They
I
look like a softball in a sock.
Ugh.
Oh, they are really big.
Ugh.
Oh shit. So
I kind of
yeah.
tune out the TV when I see her on it, so that's my fault.
Yeah, Nancy Pelosi. It's weird how much she looks like Michael Jackson.
It's weird.
Michael
Strange.
Jackson's playing Nancy Pelosi. Oh, I want to be on that timeline.
Heart of Aces said that he thought that Nancy Pelosi was flat chested too. I think because I've only really like paid attention to her from here up.
You've only seen her behind the pulpit.
Yeah.
You like her.
All your research like me. That's so fucking funny. Nancy Pelosi's fun bags. That's a band name.
It's a good band name.
Yeah, so
Very punk rock.
Nancy Pelosi, I wonder if she makes it home. or if she dies. Isn't it fun to be able to talk about like, ha ha ha, Nancy Pelosi, I hope she dies? Isn't it like kind of like there's humans in the world and you're just like, ha ha ha, I hope Hillary, I hope we all get to see that video when she gets shot at Gitmo. You know
Like
what?
a lot of people felt about the Trump assassination.
I think his name's Ryan Parker, the dad from Sandy Hook or something Parker. He was the dad that like went on camera and he's like, I would just want to talk about my daughter.
Oh, the school brap brap.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
Sandy Hook.
Like a Sandy Hook shooting. Yeah, that's kind of what I think about. Like it's like, ha ha ha, Nancy Pelosi, let's talk about somebody dying. But yeah, it does seem like the other thing too was the insurance shooter.
Yeah.
And that kid was everywhere. And he's become somehow like a martyr. Are they like, I feel like people are feeling him. Like they're all like, yay, good for him. He shot an insurance person.
I don't think that guy that they took in is the actual shooter. I feel like they planted it on this guy for some reason. I don't know why my gut is telling me that. And he gave this whole story. I don't know. Something's weird about it. Like if you really look at the pictures from the actual like shooting, like that guy's this area is not the same as what they're showing us. Like this guy smiling at a random. Why don't you show us the whole surrounding? But you just show us this like little fucking tiny little shot of just him with no surroundings, not showing where he is. Like
It's
something
so
sus.
wag the dog. It's so just like, let's just
He's
give him
trying to
this.
say
This is the
something.
shooter, and we're making it up. And yeah,
Yeah, I don't
false
know.
character.
Well, don't you think it's curious that he like his favorite book was the Unabomber's Manifesto? Ted Kaczynski's manifesto, and there's so many similarities. He's like this smart kid from an okay off family, and
Ivy
he goes
League
to a good
education.
school, and like all the like hallmarks of this thing. And then I also feel like the huge psyop to me, every news thing I see, I also have to see pictures of a torture device shoved into his spine, like this, like nails just stuck into his spine. I'm like, geez, they're like, he couldn't have sex, right?
It almost feels like they find and they have an algorithm for us. So if they're looking for a particular character, okay, I'm looking for somebody who blah 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 and this and this and this and yada yada yada. Can you find me who that is in the United States? Boom.
Chat
Here's
GPT.
a it's their own form of chat
Right,
GPT, and
right.
they have their own database. And if they want to look for characters, they could Project Blue Beam their asses and buzz them and turn them into a fucking pop 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 school whatever if they really wanted to. Like I feel like that's what the real Project Blue Beam is, and the whole fucking harp of it all. It's like direct energy weapons. That
And
I don't know. I don't know yet.
I
I
just am
don't know
like,
yet.
have you seen the 4th of July or Chinese parades of what they make drones do? Have you seen these drone displays of what these drones are capable of?
Yeah. I've seen it actually by where I work actually on 30A. They had a whole drone show in there. I'm just like, what the fuck is that? I'm like, and I look closer. I was like, oh my God, that's a drone show for the first time ever. They had it this year. I was like, okay, this is interesting. Weird.
Layla, didn't you also have a thing on your Instagram? Godpill Angel 333 on Instagram. Use the underscores in between. Where people in like the New York area were turning on radio channels and there was like a wah 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 like sound going on.
I didn't post it on my page. I just shared the link to you guys because it wasn't shareable, that video, or like downloadable. But it's a very interesting video. Not just that, but there's few videos of people turning on their radio in New York, and it sounds like fucking alien type frequency coming through the speakers of these cars. And I don't know if it's a real video or not, but seems real.
I'm sure
There's
it
many of
is.
those videos, along with these drones, $ drones. Okay, you know what I'm saying? Wink, wink. All right,
Period.
pump it. Let me stop.
Love that
That
one.
is some funny shit right there. That is some funny shit.
Dude, I'm making money off of that. If you don't want to fucking make money, don't buy it. If you want to, I don't know if it's too late to buy, but I'm just saying, this is why you got to play crypto, y'all. It's just, you can make money. It's so like that.
With your friends, with
I
your
took the
homies.
day off and I made more money taking the day off than actually going to work. Thank God I did.
I had to check the charts really quick.
Don't do it. Don't do it. I'm not going to. I
Mine
want
are
you guys
on.
to
I'm
know.
just,
I
that's
want
why
the
my head
audience to
keeps going
know
down.
I'm here
Sorry.
with you. I'm not looking at any charts. I don't care. I trust in
trying
it. I
to.
trust in all the decisions I've made. I have diamond hands. But here's the other thing that I think is really interesting. And somebody even drones, like the name drones, and it's because of the sound that it makes. But you know, when somebody's like a droning on
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
drone, or they even, I always think of that Peanuts voice, like wah 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 wah.
The adult voice. Yeah.
Yeah, it almost seems like, so just like a hovering sound, like wah. There, when hurricanes happen in Florida, when the power is out everywhere, there's this settling feeling of the generator drone that you hear throughout the night. It's like you can hear it everywhere, like as far as you can hear. It's just the hum of generators.
It's like the white noise fan.
Yeah, but it's like comforting. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, those are all people surviving, doing the damn thing.
Honestly, I can't stand when I hear frequency noise, like a radiator or a humming or whatever. Like it has to be like total silence for me now. I never used to be that way, but I could hear everything. It's like, especially when I'm trying to sleep, I could hear everything. If I hear like a zzz, like a light not screwed in
Ugh.
properly or whatever, or whatever it is, earplugs. I can't hear it.
I always liked it quiet too. And then my ex-husband was a big fan person in the room, so I like the white noise now. I like the fan.
I wonder how much white noise plays into your dreams. You know, because you know how sometimes you'll just be watching a show and that show, you'll start dreaming of certain words. Like I remember during my first chemo, I had like fever dreams and I was watching some random show on Netflix and it was like some vegan girl and she just like embezzles all this fucking money and she like has this really crazy, like her and her boyfriend are chaos to each other. I don't know, but somehow the words of that came when were in my dream and it was all Jules confessing to me that she did all this horrible stuff. Like like doing, she was like embezzled all this money from this vegan company in New York and like all these people's life savings and she wasn't paying her employees and I was like devastated inside of my head, but it was really the entire, it was just this coming through into my
I don't know how people sleep with the TV on because like I can sleep with it on if it has to be certain shows like Avatar: The Last Airbender. That's one that I can put like have on while I'm sleeping because I know I've watched every episode like a million times.
no
But
Becky sees everything I see.
all the other stuff is like it'll come through in my dreams and it'll be weird. Like I've been watching Lost, so then I was dreaming an episode of Lost like that didn't ever happen. So I had to go back and like, oh my gosh, I think I maybe left that playing while I was sleeping and I didn't. It was just I was creating new episodes.
Layla and I played with the chart for so long last night, for so many straight hours last night that I dreamed of like it's almost like I dreamed of making trades in my sleep that I was so excited. Like when I woke up, I was like, oh, okay. Like I thought I made some devastating trades or something, but it was all just in my sleep. I don't know.
Yeah, strange because of all that and like trading and then going to sleep and then waking up and then trading and then taking a nap. Something, it was like, God forbid, I don't want to say something, maybe say, you know what? I'm going to fucking sell. I'm like, what fucking possessed me to sell? And it wasn't even down. Like, why would I want to sell, you know? But anyway, I learned my lesson.
You can't.
My brother's shaking his head. He's like, you fucking dumbass.
Yeah, she did. I almost made you wake up your brother. It was so
My
good. I
brother,
would be like, "This
like,
is
it
good
has a
enough. Wake him
narrative,
up."
Layla. What the fuck? Like, he's so right. It has a great narrative behind it. And it's these fucking drones, man, they're everywhere. Not
It
just
is
here.
so wild. It's just so crazy. Like, so in it, let's talk about the psyop of the drones for real. Is it the United States government?
It
Is
has
it
to be because
the
why wouldn't we
Mossad
have shut them
shadow
down?
government? Like, is it just like the amp up of the Chinese weather balloons? Like, why are they trying so hard to be like, it's Iran? Doesn't even seem like Iran would fight with drones.
It
No,
seems like
I don't.
Israel, because they seem like they would fight with drones, little fucking pussies.
See, I think like China. China seems like they
Yeah.
drone it up.
I've seen some shit, man. They have some fine artillery. Our allies. Let's call them our allies. I guess they're our allies. But yeah, I've seen their technology, and the way that they do things is with drones. They go into places, go into buildings, pa. Blow up the
Real
drone.
question. How
Hmm.
many microchip plants are in Israel?
A lot?
You really think that the world is getting their microchips made out of Israel and a bunch of Israelis are making the microchips that run all the world's technology?
Oh, it's China. Shit. You're right.
I just think everything, every bit of the phones, every bit of the technology, everything that they were like, look what the shadow government did to this random terrorist organization. Even the word terrorist, they might as well be like, war on drugs, war on obesity, war on terrorism. It's just like some invisible thing that they could just throw money at infinitely.
Well,
And
what
it's
about
like,
this idea then, Chaney? What if China and Israel are friends and we don't know it? And they are concocting this plan for global communism.
They're the I and the BRIC alliance, not India.
I mean, that's something people don't think about, but I mean,
well, in it, like, India does seem like it, like just its characters on our world stage right now, on our little Hollywood DC stage. It does seem like we have a lot of Indian, like Kash Patel, for example, is about to run the FBI.
Yeah.
mm-hmm.
And we were about to get
Kamala was
Kamala.
almost about
Yeah, we were about to get Kamala. We got Cash instead of Kamala. Lucky upgrade.
chick. I love it. I love to hear it.
You wonder how much though Israel, like China's right next to them. It's like that's their Canada.
Well, they are pharmacia. They're the medicine industry, a lot of it, from what I've done my research, a lot of the pharmacy industry.
I'm sorry.
I just repeated what I said
choke on my
twice.
smoke.
I
No,
know.
the
Oh,
Chinese are the
I'm so-
Jews of Asia.
I mean, it's true.
That just made me like choke on.
It's so true. I'm so stoned. Oh my god, I just repeated what I said.
Sorry.
But and I totally forgot what I was going to say.
I noticed this is another sidebar, Layla. The Polish eagle is real similar to the Albanian eagle. Like all over the Polish American clubs and stuff around here. It looks similar to your flag.
You know what I'm starting to think? Because the ancient flag of Albanians wasn't that. It was the they used family crests. So it was like villages. Then they used their family crest as their whatever. So the family crest was the moon and star, but the moon was like faced like a smiley face, and the star was right in the middle with the family crest. And that was the ancient flag. Now, what I'm starting to realize, I feel like every conquered nation that seems to be conquered by this entity with the eagle, I feel is somehow a symbol of conquer. and this is like part of that line now. So like Russia, Poland, there's a few Bulgaria, even Serbia has two-headed eagle, believe it or not. Montenegro, two-headed eagle. And I'm just like, are these like symbols of these Zionists taking over and this is their symbol? Two sides of one coin.
Well, if you get into
two
like
heads.
the eagle versus serpent theory, that would be kind of yes. Because the eagle versus serpent, like all of Matt LaCroix's research, which if you guys shout out to Matt LaCroix, I just love that guy. He is like just such a chill pacing. He's so well researched. He goes to the places. He's the one I can say go Gegli Tepe because of him. Uh, and I almost fucked it up that time. But he all goes into all of not just the eagle versus serpent, but how it attaches to the Rh negative bloodline and how the serpent used to be all like the peaceful tribes, all the peaceful humans all over. And the eagle was actually this warring, and the victory represented the eagle. And so, like that Roman thing that comes over and the victory. And so, the serpent, like you see all the Mesoamerican, like ancient American tribes, and all through that, they were all serpent ran. And so, the last depiction of it, they say in the Americas, is the Mexican flag actually has the eagle holding the snake in its mouth. And then you look at America gets taken over by the eagle, but when it was the resistance almost of America, it was the don't tread on me snake, because it was the serpent trying to like rise up in the Americas again.
Dude, and this is why I'm saying the whole birthing of religion is the whole Jewish Abrahamic system of it all, and going back to Adam and Eve and like them being of one thing, and the serpent. It's almost like the two-headed eagle, like them being like the system, and then the serpent, like you were talking about. And I think that is exactly that, because all these tribes believed and wore the symbol of the serpent as protection, not as a
Well, ISIS as well.
Yeah.
All the ISIS school all wore the serpent around
Serpent,
their
yep.
arm.
Yeah. Holy shit.
And you look at the like the oldest Ouroboros, like everyone always talks about the swastika and how that's across to all religions. So is the Ouroboros.
Yeah.
And usually the serpent is also depicted as a dragon. Like there's
Yeah.
the oldest Ouroboros, I think, is a dragon. I don't think it's a snake.
No,
So
it looks
there's
more like
also
a Chinese dragon.
But if they're the fallen, let's talk about them in this kind of like biblical way for a minute of like just they're like these fallen angels. And let's say over time, if there started to be anything that made man stop worshiping them or paying homage to them or building idols to them, even if they were building idols to other men, even if they thought God was within them, even if they thought like they could find, like, you can't just talk to God, we're your gods. And so if no one slowly believes in them over time, and we go down to like monotheism, and then to know like atheism, like to know God, they're like perfect. And if technology, if we can get them to believe in aliens instead of angels, then we can become the fallen again and their new overlords. So it's like people always compete these two stories, and I just feel like they're kind of the same story and could be the same deities trying to convince us of the story.
Hmm.
Well, yeah, because I've always seen the angels and demons, the aliens, the fae, all of it. It's all really kind of the same idea, isn't it?
Well, how about this question? What if they're looking for the technology that is us AI, and they're trying to replicate that and they still don't know how to do it? And maybe there's a technology to us that they're trying to find and they can't find it. In this like the way that Chaney's talking about the fallen and then a new species being born, this like realm of humanoids. So it's like, what if there's technology of what we are and it's
Homo
out
sapien.
there? Yeah. Well, I don't know if it's Homo sapien, because some people don't even have the Homo sapien gene in them.
Well,
Okay.
supposedly
Like
we're all Homo sapien, but in
Well,
the
no, it's
Cro-Magnon
a
Homo
weird
sapien, like
strain.
the
I forgot what it's called. Uh,
not an
find it.
esoteric at all. Like just and not to take the God out of it. Just add an infinite amount more species and maybe an infinite amount more intelligent species. Do you think there could be any chance of like, you know how they try to convince us of Antarctica? Like all these nations, they're like, we don't agree on anything, but we won't fuck with that place. Like they convince us of these things. What about if that's Earth for the solar system? And so they're like, we war out there, we steal each other's shit, but we put all of our favorite things on this place. We won't fuck with it. We have a little seed bank there. We have all of it's like a life bank. It's like we'll put all the things there just in case we need to create life anywhere. We got everything we need right there. And maybe none of the species like, okay, we got to get humans to this certain point because everything going on out there will blow their fucking caveman brains. And so we kind of have to develop them in this way. And it's going to be like the steps are going to get taller and bigger and taller and bigger. But with technology and with now with VR, we can advance them in this super way. So when they go through space and hyperspace and all these things that happen and meet all these creatures and talk in these languages and go to planets where there's no such thing as oxygen. There's no such like it rains diamonds here, and your head has to conceptualize that reality. Like, what if we just are like, all right, cavemen, it's time for you guys to like advance. Like, watch this movie on fast forward. You have to have all this Hollywood, all this bullshit, just so when you go into the space cantina, you don't lose it. Is that kind of like heaven too? Is it kind of the same idea, or you just think you're gonna get to heaven and you're like, ah, everyone I loved once. You guys want to eat or something? Like,
That's what I wonder about people. Like, what do you think heaven is to you? Like Muslims think that because of the hadiths that they're gonna receive 72 virgins when they go to heaven for being a good Muslim. Like, you perverted, mind you. Like, it doesn't say that in the Quran. Like, it does not. Like, they're fucking retarded.
I wonder why 72. I'm gonna create
No
a
because we're
idea.
religion. I'm
benign.
gonna create a religion and give you like
9 times
74.
8. I don't know.
72. Oh yeah, it's like no. I was trying to add it to like maybe it means nope. Like 72 virgins. It's so interesting. Like what an interesting spell. Yeah, The 100 is a crazy good show. It's
Yeah.
like one of those CW shows. See, like CW and that little like teen beat, they were putting out some stuff that had this like really heavy hitting. They were the same ones that did the Fort Salem, that witch school I always go back to where they use their harmonics and frequency to fuck with the weather. And they had weather wars where it was just like, bitch, I'll make a tornado drop on you. Bah! And you'd be like, bah! And it was just like tornado battle, lightning.
I
I'm
want to
like, oh shit.
clarify to some of the maybe new watchers. So in Islam, they're supposed to just follow the Quran, and a lot of people choose to follow what the books of the hadiths are. They're called hadiths. So it's like you have the Torah, and then you have the Talmud. Okay, and the Talmud is not the Torah. So they've taken that, especially through these wars, and then paying these imams and putting on a costume and sitting in front of people and saying the hadiths say this, the hadiths say that. They've started brainwashing millions of people into this ideology and into different sects, into different groups, and going against what the Quran is saying, but yet calling themselves Muslims. So the idea of 72 virgins is not a real thing. It's a concocted idea by these fucking perverts who wanted to fuck children. So
How
yeah.
many sects of Christianity is there? Isn't there like 30,000 or something? Isn't there
This
like
is me. Yeah.
33,000?
All it takes is for a person to read the Bible and decide to create their own church, because then you're really, unless you're doing it under the blanket of like what, Methodist or whatever, you're creating your own division of the church.
You're like, this is the way I see it.
Yeah.
I need a church. You guys need to pay money so I don't have to work.
Do you guys hear me through this mic or through that mic? Just so
Through
I'm-
your
Think your
mic.
mic in your hand.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. All right. So you can't hear me when I turn this off.
No, I've
No.
been rewatching Lost, and I watched it way back when it was
You know
like
what?
live.
So I have to just tell you, Abbie,
Hmm.
if I told you the amount of Scorpion Sagittarius, but close to all my, like, I feel like so many of my lady Sagittarius friends are rewatching Lost right now. And I keep getting this text from these different people where I feel like, universe, what are you trying to tell me right
You should
now?
watch it.
Like, I don't want to watch Lost.
I didn't want to watch
again.
it either. I didn't want to watch it again either, but I did. I started watching it. Now I'm like, that's what I do in my free time. But I hated the way it ended. So I think that's why I never wanted to rewatch it. I thought it was stupid and I didn't understand it. But now I'm rewatching it, and as I'm rewatching it, I'm like, dude, it kind of gives you the idea that purgatory is a necessary step in ascending to heaven or whatever, because like most people don't do their shadow work. Most people don't deal with their traumas, and their traumas, most of their decisions in life are based on their traumas. And so I'm seeing the overall theme of this that I never saw before in a whole different light, just as a person who helps people do trauma healing. I'm just like, oh shit, that's exactly what the show is. It's like the island is purgatory, more or less. It's these people having to work through their shadows so that way they can accept heaven.
I think all those things. And I also love how each one in my head, each one of the characters actually owns a philosophy, like one of the
Yeah.
biggest philosophies on the planet of a great time in some society. And it's pretty mind blowing.
Yeah,
And then
I
to
love
all
it.
break it down, where in the way I always go to Lost, where I think in a simple form, there's that movie called Trading Places where it's Eddie Murphy and then like Dan Aykroyd and then like rich guys. It's in the 80s and they wreck their lives for a dollar bet. And that's exactly what Lost feels like.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting too because so many of the characters are named after philosophers. So there's so much woven into it. Like that I didn't see before because I my mind wasn't open to it all. Like the things I know now versus what I knew then, it's a whole different show.
Have you guys Shutter Island with Leonardo DiCaprio? Who's creepy? Who's creepy is on Diddy tapes and has never really had a girlfriend older than 25 except for one, Naomi Campbell, who pretty much is a Rachel Chandler.
Yeah. So she was kind of using him as a boy toy, kind of.
It's just like, Leo. But anyway, Shutter Island is a really crazy movie as well. It like has that like, oh shit. Like we were just trying to get you to play out this scene. Like if everybody in your life came to you, it's such the Truman Show a little bit. But everybody comes to you and they're just like, "Hey, Layla, we're all actors in a movie and we were all just here to get you to realize this thing." Where you're like, "Oh my gosh, I killed my wife. I killed my wife. Yep, you've been blocking it out the whole time. So we all let you play through this whole thing just so you'd get here and all these memories would come flooding back to you. We're all actors. Nobody in your life is real. You're actually locked in an insane asylum."
That's fucking wild.
It is a wild show.
Holy
Like we
shit.
let you pretend you were a conspiracy theorist and on little digs. We let you pretend to buy crypto.
But you're fucking insane, okay?
They'll be like, damn, this is some good shit.
It is
I just had a whole
interesting to me
lifetime.
though, like how with some religions in the Middle East, like how many sects of Muslim are there? And like
Like
there's
70?
Shiite, Sunni, yeah, all the different little.
yeah,
So
and so
many.
70, like it really makes me wonder, like Christianity like splintered off into all of this, and then Muslim splintered off into all of this, and like how many sects of Judaism is there?
Zionism is a major one.
Well, like even Mormonism, I feel like
I
there's only
always like how
two.
Layla laughs like a fucking mobster.
Because Mormonism is like there's the fundamentalists, like and then there's Latter-day Saints. So there's only 2 in Mormonism, which is I realize it's a fairly new religion, but it's one of the fastest growing modern religions.
Is there another word that we can use for them that is like a known word that we could use so we don't get shadow banned? We have to make a new
LDS?
word. Huh?
LDS? Not
LDS?
Mormons?
Oh,
What? Who are you talking about?
Jews?
Oh,
Not Jews, Zionists. Like another word. Because that's on the algorithm. We need a new word.
I don't know.
Is goy a bad word?
Well, I feel like that's us, right?
yeah.
No, well, let's transmute it.
Well, I don't know. It's not really my number like I think it's one of the evils, but it's not always on. I just will say Zionist.
Yeah, Zionism, not Judaism. Zionism.
I know it's like in the chart of all of the shit. I'm like, holy cow. Like the amount of stuff, like where is the Jesuits? And then separate, like I still want to know, like, okay, all those Abrahamic things that we're talking about, they believe in something. There's a whole nother sect of the world that doesn't believe in anything. Like, what does
Mhm.
that do? Like communism is a whole different thing. I don't think we understand it. Like being born in this country and having the freedoms that we've had, and everyone, what freedoms and our bullshit fucking taxes, like the amount of things I know.
Yeah.
We could go on about the bullshit garbage of America. But communism and like it, I get
Yeah, it's China's
educated.
not allowed to be religious, right? And I feel like didn't Putin just ban Christianity and stuff in Russia, like, in recent years?
No, opposite. In the 90s,
Yeah.
in the 90s, it became a Christian nation.
I knew it had, but I swear there was something in the news in the last 2 years, 2 or
I
3
thought it was
years.
Ukraine because I know Ukraine has
Maybe it
been
was Ukraine.
shutting churches and all of that and beating up priests.
Maybe that's what it was. I thought it was Russia.
Mm-mm. Russia is very pro-Christian.
I just think every single one of the wars, all the bullshit, like Americans, you don't want to go to war. They always have to false flag us. I really now I know most people are like, yeah, Pearl Harbor, we knew it was coming, yada yada yada. No, it's more than that. Those are the same people that are like, yeah, they knew terrorists were gonna do something. No, terrorists didn't fly plane. Like, no, there was no box cutters. There was no phone calls from Pennsylvania Airplane Flight 93. Like, so there's parts of Pearl Harbor that I'm like, it is not hard. All the people saw was red dots on the side of the plane. They knew it was Japan because, of course, we're going to put big red dots on the side of our plane so you know it's us.
Big target too, right?
Big, huge red dots. So you're, guess, ha ha ha, Japan dropping, because that was the only way that America would go into war. So then you look at what happens in Hiroshima and Nagasaki. And so then after they dropped those planes, which was like top, such top secret, so much of the military was like, what are these army guys? What's this army plane doing on our fucking boat? And so then after that plane drops on Japan, it lands in China. So it's just like there's curious stuff to me that I'm just like, we would never know, like Japanese internment camp from a Chinese military base in America. And from even Area 51, where they're like, oh, small people inside and yada, yada, yada. America's ego, and like they're always worried about panicking the American people. They would be more likely to, we'll just create a UFO story to slowly bury it and yada, whatever, instead of telling them another country is this advanced on us with technology.
Yeah.
That a hovercraft made it over our country all the way to our military base. They'd be like, oh, maybe it was aliens.
Don't you notice, like, ever since this, like, talk of, like, aliens and whatever, people have been getting sick? Like, almost like a mass hysteria kind of thing where they cause a situation to happen and people start getting sick. Because from what I hear in New Jersey, they've been getting sick. So it's like that worry and that suspicion. It's like, oh my God, are they aliens and causing that hysteria? It causes people to get sick. And it's a thing. It's a known medical thing. So I don't know.
I think living in stress causes you to get sick for sure.
It does.
And if you're living in a place that for real, like the cops are like, what the fuck? We just watched 50 drones come out of the ocean. Like these are just real humans. Like, and there's tons and
wild.
tons of cases, like tons and tons. It's not just like, oh, the media saying this. Like I was on the phone. The whole reason this is silly, but whatever. I was chilling in a chat room, chatting with homies, and one of them said, my door cam is driving me crazy. And I said, what? And he said, every time one of these drones flies over, it's so close to my neighborhood, it's making my door cam go off to take a picture of it.
I feel like in Oklahoma, everybody would just shoot them down. Don't you feel like that maybe about
these
Florida
are
too?
all in places that don't have
Yeah.
guns like we do.
I
They
know.
ain't
I was
got
gonna
no
say,
guns. They don't
don't
got an
you think that
aardvark
nobody would
cage.
wait for the government to say,
They aren't
okay,
dancing
shoot
to
it
good
down?
time rock and roll.
People would just be like,
yeah, they blush and bashful are not their signature colors, okay, Abbie?
I feel bad for them.
But
I'm just
no.
saying, if it was like flying by doing my door camera,
No,
I'd be
these
like,
are all people with guns, but
"Motherfucker, here's
actually
my
if things
shotgun."
are like but where they're like, this is, where it's like I'm talking to people where this is happening. So then I'm talking to people who also trade and they're like, let's look up some coin. And then we're like, oh my gosh. And then I call you guys. So we're like, holy shit, drone coin, Skynet, of course.
Yeah.
So anyways, it was some whole silly thing, but it really just happened organically about somebody actually having this happen to them because I'm like you guys. I don't believe fucking anything. I'm like, if CNN's talking about it and Fox News is talking about it, it's not fucking real. Like I don't believe anything the TV tells me. So that drone story, I'm like, who gives a shit? Like you're trying to tell me Project Bluebeam's here and we got drones? Nah, not even excited. This isn't even popcorn worthy. I don't care. But then when I'm talking to a human and they're like, no, this is real. And I'm like, you're shitting me. I love how
Well, and yeah, clearly it's not like just a hologram if it's setting off people's, door cams.
Oh, that's a
They're
good one.
real.
Gremlins. You guys, Gremlins the movie was about gremlins on airplanes and on things and chewing electronical stuff. And Gremlins is a Christmas movie.
It
Huh.
is.
I low-key love those movies. Isn't there like more than
Gremlins
one?
might be
Yeah.
top 3 Christmas movies of all time. It doesn't get enough credit. It's dope. Shout
My
out to
favorite is
Gremlins.
that so-called like hot gremlin with the red lips and the dress and the hair.
I know exactly what you're talking about. She looks like Angeline from Los Angeles fame, or she looks like Carly Simon. There's the Muppet that kind of looks like her.
Oh yeah,
The one that I think I look like.
A little bit.
Yeah.
That was so funny.
bangs,
Let's
like
pull it up.
bangs, closed eyes, and just eyelashes. I think, right? Or am I
Abbie's
bugging?
Muppet.
Yeah.
Lady Rock Muppet. I always like how I have to read out loud what I'm Googling.
I probably need bangs because I think she's got bangs.
No, she's chilling. Look at her. And she has a little, this is Abbie with hat. That's what I would call this picture. With WIF. All right, here we go.
Yep. There we go.
It wasn't bangs. It's a hat. Okay.
It's a hat.
It's a hat. She's a little rock star. But yeah, it kind of does look like that gremlin. Like same features.
Yep.
Weird. They're setting us up with all the movies from our childhood.
Yeah.
Like
How
you are
cool.
watching a movie and we're about to get gremlins.
I'm waiting for Johnny 5. What was that? Short Circuit?
You have
Like,
that, Joe Biden.
No, we gotta see like the I'm alive,
Yeah.
That was quick-witted. I love it.
Johnny 5 is alive.
Johnny 5 is
Oh, shit.
alive.
That's funny shit. I don't know. I just think it is the wildest time. Okay, back to the shooter. Do you think he's a cute boy? I'm a lesbian, so
Yeah,
I
he's
know
cute.
they tried to show us his
He was
body.
until I saw him, like, smiling front on like this, and he has the weirdest teeth, like, teeth and gums, like, they look
Yeah.
so weird up in here. Yeah. I don't know, did you not see that photo of him?
No, I thought he
Like,
was cute.
from front on when he smiles, it's like something's off with his whole teeth and gums, it looks weird.
Huh.
He
Like
just, to me, everything about the story seems like an MK Ultra person. Like
Yeah.
everything about the story, if it's real, if any of it's real, it just seems more along the lines of like Hinckley, like where all of a sudden this guy just sits down and starts reading Catcher in the Rye. Like, like I don't know, some things like that. It
Something's
just is.
off.
It's Naked Gun. See, we're watching another movie, Naked Gun, where like all of a sudden Reggie Jackson hears the sound and then he has to kill the queen.
Yeah.
And we're seeing all these people. How many assassination attempts on Trump? Where somebody said it too. We know we know this surgery this kid had and the date he had it, but we still don't know anything about the guy who shot Trump.
Thank you.
Yeah,
What
that's
happened?
insane.
Where'd he go? Where is he?
Where did you come from? Where did you go?
So it's just like
Where
these,
did he come
I don't know,
from?
agents everywhere. And here's another question I have about January 6th.
Hmm.
So there's proof now that it was infiltrated with a whole bunch of feds trying to, agent provocateurs pretty much trying to egg on a situation. If the government puts you in harm's way by a proven false flag, is that a class action lawsuit?
It should be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like it should be. So I
Yeah.
feel like if there's a lawyer out there, a lawyer should take a huge class action lawsuit from everybody that was there.
Don't you think they might
Which
have
one?
tried that already? 'Cause
All of
it's-
them? Like
Because
9/11?
everybody keeps talking about the fucking couple of feds who were arrested, and not the feds, that there's a lot of people that actually were involved with J6 that they had their bank accounts frozen. They fucking got fired from their jobs. Their families fucking disowned them. They got divorces. Like every big thing happened to a whole bunch of fucking people, and it was all like an op. If you could prove the op, there should be a lawsuit.
I mean, I'd like
Yeah.
to see one.
And if you're a person that also had to spend time, you have a whole different case. Your case is different case. But it should just
God,
be
yeah.
like, there's a thing like, did you eat Jello pudding pops from 1992 to 1994? Then call this number now because your fucking left ear might be falling off. Like
You might be
there's
eligible for $20 because this is a
Yeah.
class action lawsuit.
Did you drink water at Camp Lejeune?
Yeah.
So I just feel like there might be something 10 years from now. It'll be like, were you in Washington, D.C. on January 6th?
Well, it's kinda like
But here's another class action lawsuit. No joke. If it's proven that lockdowns are nefarious, there should be a RICO Act against lockdowns, and there should be a huge lawsuit about every corporation that took part to play into the PSYOP. A huge class action lawsuit. People lost their jobs, their businesses, their lives, their children. They jibby-jabbied themselves with health crisis they're going to have forever, which is a whole different thing. But there's a whole separate thing that's lockdowns. I feel like lawyers should just start jumping on these cases.
well, yeah, how many people lost their businesses because of that? Like small business owners. Yeah,
Yeah, and a
precisely.
lot of business owners fell for that whole PPP loan or whatever, and they didn't realize that after the pandemic was over that they had to pay these people back, and now they're coming after these people who are trying to save their businesses for fucking thousands of dollars that they can't afford because they barely make money. So yeah, I think you're onto something, Chaney. We should like make this a
RICO.
trend.
RICO. It just needs to be a couple of lawyers start taking cases and sign. It's so with X, you could just be like, here's a link, pass it on. Were
Yeah.
you here? Pass it on. Hashtag it this, pass it to your friends. I'm working on this. Like so much work would be done for you because everybody's kind of been crowdsourcing so much work for so long for nothing just to try to save our republic, what's left of it.
Yeah.
Just to try to maybe you not jibby jabby your family up. But here's something. The Pope is going to open 5 portals on Christmas Eve. What is
Right?
this?
It's
Abbie,
fucking
explain
nuts.
this to me.
So I saw the headline and I was like, 5 portals? What the fuck is this, right? So I go and look and it's really he's opening 5 doorways, but like one is in St. Peter's Basilica and in other areas, but regardless, why are they calling them portals? It's a ritual on December 24th. We know that Christianity is not like we know that really Christmas is not about Christ because we've got the whole Santa Satan of it all, and I mean, it's really what? That's the rebirth, right? Because the sun dies on the 21st. If we're being honest, like the sun in the sky literally dies on the 21st and it's dead for 3 days. And then it's resurrected on what? I guess it would be the 24th or the 25th. But it's a ritual. They're doing a ritual with the whole I think it's because everybody's
5
Saturnalia.
falling
portals.
we've fallen
Saturnalia.
away from people are falling away
Oh,
their eyes are being opened to the church and not just the Catholic Church, but kind of the religious manipulation of it all. So I think they're having to try
Saturnalia.
to take back control.
it is curious. Like, if you say Saturnalia, it is curious that there's also been all the talk about them sending like a satellite to Titan, the moon of Saturn, which I actually, it might not be that, but I feel like one of them, it rains diamonds. Like something.
Sure
I don't.
does.
Bullshit.
Yeah.
They're so full of
Sure.
shit.
But if you were to open portals, if you believed in an infinite timeline theory, then everything would be possible on every timeline, and it would be the same as every planet having like
Yeah,
a thing.
absolutely. It's really just kind of more interdimensional, not intergalactic, right?
Saturnalia. That's how we would say it. Saturnalia. What does that mean? Hold on.
I don't know. There must be something else, like 5 portals. Like, what does it represent? Is it 5 women? Is it 5, like, but also in like Mason or even in Solomon's temple, how opening certain doorways why the moon was in a certain spot and a different planet, you would see the light come through and it would hit the wall in a certain spot that might open up a keyhole or give you the next part of a clue. Like, it was built so perfectly, but it was built for like stars and moon and sun to be in certain places at the equinoxes. It makes me wonder, like the Vatican, such this precise building, 5 portals, 5 doors. Does it represent 5 stars? Does it represent 5 women? Like,
I wonder
portals.
where these portals are located, and if you connect the dots, does it create a 5-pointed something?
Probably like a star, and it's all within I would say within the Vatican area. So, Miss Mary in the chat said, how does that not point to Jesus? The sun dies and everything. I get that, but before Jesus, there was always the winter solstice. The sun always died on the 21st, long before, or in that time frame, long before Christ. So my point is that the story of Christ was used to cover up the story of the sun dying. It was a very
In that
convenient cover
time.
story.
That would also, there's a lot of stuff about like the Moloch of it all, where it would just be the sacrifice to that the gods on those days. They would have their kids around Easter time. They would go through all this Dionysus ritual, fertility rituals to kind of get pregnant around that time. So they would have their kids during this time, and starting on the 21st to the 22nd, 24th, like in sacrifice on 25th, because of those days, because they were like worshiping a sun god of
Trying to bring the
ways to
sun
bring
back.
the sun back. Like
Yeah.
the priest convinced them, like, you have to give us your firstborn to do this. And really over time they got lazy, and they were like, and the rich people were like, oh, I don't have to sacrifice my kid. I could just buy somebody else's kid. I'll buy a different firstborn. So
Wasn't Jesus born like on a certain day? I posted that recently. I'm trying to look for it.
I've heard like April and August and the A months, I feel like. But if you do the whole astrotheology of it all, it would be during the Leo time. So it would be kind of August. Because
Yeah, really.
Virgo comes before Leo, so we have the Virgin and then Leo the lion, this the line of Judah, Jesus.
Yeah, I think you guys are saying the same thing. I'm going through the chat. Yeah, and then it's Friday the 13th, which I feel like doesn't get its proper homage, but maybe it is, like, if it's a Friday the 13th and calendars lay on top of each other, their little weird rituals, maybe it is really close to the Friday the 13th. Because doesn't it have to do with the Templars or something?
Mm.
It makes you wonder if there's something with Freya and 13.
Well, I think this for real is that, and I learned this from either Ben or Jim or Alan Marcus, somebody on the
Or
Spiders,
Freya, whatever it is.
that Freya had black cats pull her chariot. Like her cart was pulled by black cats. So on a Friday, if you would have had a black cat cross your path, it would have been bad fucking luck if Freya was coming past you. So it like
Yeah.
kind of makes sense, like these old homage to Freya for Friday and black cats with all these, luck things. But it's curious that 13 is, to me, this is in some symbology a little bit. It's an uppercase B.
What is an uppercase B?
13.
Oh, it
Yeah.
is. Yeah, well, and I
Hmm.
didn't notice that until I kind of saw the whole
Beyonce.
I wasn't even thinking of Beyonce. I was thinking of Taylor Swift of it all.
13. Oh shit, like our video.
Yeah, and like her tattoo, isn't it on her wrist?
Oh yeah, she loves 13.
Yeah.
And all of her
Mhm.
dates are 13.
And that
That
13
is
on her
curious.
13 tattoo looks like a bee.
Y'all,
Mhm.
that I've just been thinking about, you guys, one of you showed me or showed all of us about Beyonce, everybody thanking Beyonce, everybody having to
Yeah.
thank Beyonce. And I have been thinking, like, remember when Taylor Swift gets her award? Let's say there's these dueling fact, like for something, it seems like the witch of whatever Taylor Swift's army is and the witch of Beyonce's army don't like each other. Like,
Yeah.
whatever the thing is feels like totally different spells. And, it's like Taylor wasn't gonna thank Beyonce, and so Kanye had to go up and steal it from Taylor to thank Beyonce. It was almost like if they were gods, like let's, in the way of chaos, if they were the fallen, it was almost like their two female energies, whatever they're, the two of them, Zeus's wife, and then there's also, Aphrodite and her Maphi, what's her name? Her Maphi, Hermaphrodite and Aphrodite.
Yeah.
But it's almost like these two energies that, oh no, you cannot steal her energy right now. It was like whatever Kanye's little Loki was had to jump in. But it made this like, it's like we've been under the spell of these two for a long time in pop culture. It's weird. And they don't
Yeah.
seem to, we never see their armies. Like, are we going to see Taylor Swift on Diddy tapes?
Probably.
Yeah.
I
You
don't
think
think so.
I don't think
No.
so. Mm-mm.
Her?
No. No, she doesn't seem like she diddied.
I think she has her own
She has her own. I think
magic.
she's smuggling people. Who knows what she's still up to? I'm not saying Tay Tay is like everybody team Tay Tay. No, Chaney's not team Tay Tay.
I
But
don't know. There's something I don't know. There's something about her I really don't
well, she
vibe
might
with.
be a dude.
Oh,
Haven't you seen her? Like, I
yeah.
don't know.
I forgot what character they said that he was and transformed to.
Taylor Swift with those people passing out.
They said, what was his name? Napoleon could be him. Because where's Napoleon? And when you like really look at it, it's like, oh shit. Oh my
Oh yeah,
God.
I've heard that. That made me laugh.
Yeah, but when you really look at it, it's like it's funny, but like, oh, I could kind of see the resemblance of how like hormonal changes, like from male to female, and using those hormones. I could see that being like a female Napoleon, just awkward. She's like an awkward like
I don't
thing.
know.
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know about that part, but I think that there's something going on. I think Taylor Swift for sure, Beyonce, witches.
Yeah.
Mhm.
For let's see, for the 170 of you that are hanging out with us, wherever you may join, I'm
Damn.
trying to get better out of checking all the Secret Society of Good Guy on YouTube, and you guys are so awesome over there. I'm sorry, I didn't realize it, and I'm not there as much. So I will try to check those, but so will Abbie and Layla. I'm not going to promise that Thomas will. I'm not gonna promise that he will. But if you also anyone that's finding us on X right now, you're rad. I just have a feeling that's where the powers that be are gonna be pushing at all the whole entire like everything else is gonna go down Instagram sometimes, Facebook sometimes, this sometimes, that sometimes. So it's gonna get funneled to the everything app. You know what we're doing here. You guys were all you know what we're
They're
doing.
not
We're
gonna
sky
find
nutting.
me, by the way. I had to make a new X account because I was suspended and banned for sharing crypto information. Apparently, you're not allowed to do that. So yeah, you guys, I'll pin it
Well, you
on my.
can't spam. You should read the thing. You should read it. And here's the thing I'll tell everyone. Anytime you're taking a link out of Instagram, out of Facebook, out of X, you'll see like the link and then you'll see the backslash whatever and whatever, and then you'll see a question mark and then you'll see a whole bunch of numbers. Delete all the numbers up to the question mark and then mail the link because all those numbers are your tracking number. So it's letting wherever you were at, like that link you're posting, it's letting them know you're putting it in Telegram groups, putting it in whatever groups, putting it in whatever. So now they're looking at your account like you're a bot.
Fucking annoying.
And the faster you are at doing it, the more likely, or you're like, so just take off all the numbers and then you have the link and then copy and paste it from there. And that'll
Well,
just
I
help you
wish
with
I
the
knew that.
future of all your stuff. But that's like old non like Epstein didn't kill himself. Now we can just wear sweatshirts on Christmas that say that. But there was a time that you would lose a whole
Wild.
account and get like false information and PolitiFact. But
Dude,
Nah.
anytime I post anything that I post is like Big Pharma, I get hit on Instagram now. Like, lovely.
on IG,
Still worth it. Yeah, still worth it though.
IG's getting strict.
They are.
I'm not there as much. I'm not on.
Yeah, I can
the
tell.
IG.
I haven't
You
been
can
on.
tell.
Yeah.
I haven't been on.
Yeah, I
much
can tell. I've been
recently either.
stalking your page.
No, I see when you guys actually like post stuff to your stories and stuff, but
I usually post a lot, but man, we've talked about it before. When you go in that realm, it's like you can't do both. You can't conspiracy and play crypto. Like you can't do both at the same time. Like you really can't. It's hard. But you have to now. That's the thing. Because that's what makes you money is these weird fucking things that just happen, these weird conspiracies. And then boom.
It is. I know. I feel like these are the little things. I'll tell you another little tip right now too. Here's another little anon. This is little Q kid stuff that this is what we used to do, but I feel like everybody should know how and it's so obvious. It's obvious stuff once you say it. If you can search for any word in your phone by your photograph, that means AI can too. So if you take the same words, you spread them apart and stretch them out, you put filters over them, you make them move and blurry, then try to search for the word on your phone. If you can't find it, there's a good chance AI can't find it either. So
Mhm.
then it's right on the top. You're the one that did all the editing. You know what it is. Now post that. That won't get taken down off Facebook because the AI can't find it. So it's like that. Use the tech that you have against the robot that's looking, because it's not a human looking. It's not a human listening. If it was a human listening, they'd be like, they said jibby jabby again. We're going to take them off YouTube.
yeah, yep.
That'll be next. The more people start using it, that'll be next on the list.
I just think the more that the case, like eventually, like, come on, you guys look like dildos. I love the way that the Enron CEO got pied. If you guys didn't see it, it's awesome. It reminded me old school Bill Gates getting pied. And so it's a little better than killing maybe the CEO. But remember that whole these people won't be able to walk the streets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we always thought it was going to be about the pedophiles, which they can't either. But look at all the pharmaceutical and all the insurance and all the like, SpaghettiOs for you guys. If the liberals turn all their mad conservative that they were like, we hate Trump. And they're like, okay, we're not that mad at Trump anymore, but we're still mad. And they turn it all toward big pharma because now they're all jibby jabby injured.
Who's that guy?
Uh-oh.
Enron? That got pied in the face today?
The new
Enron?
CEO of Enron, but some younger guy. I don't know his name.
Just like that reminded me of Bill Gates when he was young and he got pied. Is this the new Bill Gates?
And we have a new Soros. We have a new Gates.
They're all replacement characters. Got to stick to the plan.
Drones. Dude, it's fucking wild. Let's see. I'm just going to put in drones into my favorite search engine, Google. That's a plug, you guys. Google pays me to say that. And, but really, I just want to, and then I go to news. Ding, ding, ding. I'm not even in Google right now. I'm lying. I'm in Bing. Even worse, I'm hanging out with Bill Gates. Bing. But really, it's just because this computer is just one big firewall. I only use it to podcast because I've had so many computers, like looking up websites where all of a sudden I have some weird virus on my virus. Psh, it's always them. It's not like, think of this too. Your computer's just laying out in the sun. Your computer's just sitting on your desk. Your computer's just sitting in your lap on the bus. It doesn't just catch a virus.
No.
It doesn't.
It's just like the whole idea is so wild. It's the same wild concept. So 1 hour ago, we're going to read this news article together from I don't want to, if it's a lady talking, we're not doing it. Mysterious drone sightings in New Jersey, New York, Pennsylvania, and other East Coast states have prompted an outcry from officials seeking answers about the flying objects, some of which have been spotted near military installations. A federal official said Thursday that the FBI is the lead agency investigating the sightings. An FBI official told CBS News Agency has received several thousand tips. Local law enforcement are also involved. I thought this was Jimmy Carter down here, and I was like, don't try to haunt me, Jimmy Carter. Don't reverse this spell, Jimmy Carter. I'm guessing Abbie had to go eat.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe.
I don't know. She's just not here. We're back, and she's not here.
I had to close my window, and then I unplugged my microphone, and I was having issues.
Yeah, we heard it. It went.
I know. I was like, shoot, I should have muted my mic.
It is so wild. I just think it's, I don't know. It just seems like a cheap blue beam. I always thought we were going to get Flight of the Navigator, but I guess it's early, like, I'm like, y'all, I thought we were going to get like motherships. But to be fair, isn't it wild that the news in the last week of our lives said the word mothership?
Yeah, they're calling it a mothership. Exactly. Mothership from Iran. Since when do we call it mothership? That word has been just like the portals. He's opening 5 doors.
It's all lady words. Why is it mothership? Why is it portals? Like
opening the womb. We're birthing something.
Oh, well, look at it. They're trying to force this birth date that isn't technically, most Christians would argue that 11/25 isn't, and then we're all, doing different rituals, sitting around a burning tree in our house.
A lot of rituals happen.
Isn't it weird that it represents like tinsel and stuff supposed to represent a burning tree?
Really?
Yeah, like you put lights on your tree. Like
they used to put candles before electricity.
Yeah, it's like a burning effigy in your house.
Yeah, and the pine trees like are highly flammable.
They're highly
They
flammable.
took pine trees, put candles on it with kerosene lamps, like oil and candles,
That's not creepy
and
That's
then
crazy.
they put ornaments
in
and
your
like
house.
dried ass popcorn.
Hey
Yeah.
guys, do you want to die tonight? Sure, let's put up the Christmas tree. Da, 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 da. Like, really?
Poor
That's what I'm
Chet, his
saying.
nuts really were roasting on an open fire.
Let's kill ourselves, why don't we? Damn,
It is
alien.
crazy. And you know what, another thing too? Speaking of those oil lamps, all those oil lamps was whale fat.
Yeah.
What? Ain't that expensive?
That's what all the lamps, whale fat. So if everything's from whale fat, and there used to be tar on the beach, like I don't know, y'all. I just the whole fossil fuel like dinosaur thing, it just is okay. Like where did it break for people where they knew they were like me and the hey babe, what are you doing? Me and the boys are gonna go harpoon a whale so we can provide the neighborhood with some whale fat. So we have light and cooking and blah blah blah. Oh, that's fantastic. Like, and then somewhere along the line, like, they were like, it came from dinosaurs. And they were like, we believe you. Okay, I believe you.
Oh, God. It's bizarre. Everyone believes everything.
I know. And now we're being droned. But the drones, people are like, yeah, it's drones. And I don't understand why that seems like such a far concept. I don't ever have dreams. I'm not a dreamer. But I've had a few vivid dreams in my life that stick out in my head like memories. And one of them, we were all being chased by drones that shot weighted nets out of them. And the
Dude,
drones went on heat seeking. So the bigger the crowd, the more they would follow. And all I knew is that you had to peel away from the crowd. So maybe I'm telling you all this right now for a reason. if like drones are flying at you and everybody's running this way, cut into an alley, get away from that crowd of fucking sheep. Every single time, get away from them. Like the bigger the crowd, the more in danger you are. Go it alone. Like, or go it with 5. Like, don't stick with the crowd of fucking people. And if it's heat seeking stuff, stay by train cars and shipping containers because it's super cold. And so you can hide your body heat up against it. I don't know why.
I
That was
like
my
searched in my
dream.
dream dictionary to see if, like, because I know I had a lucid dream, or no, it wasn't lucid. I look up and I see like this fish drone, and there was like, but there was cops in it, but they weren't flying it. They were just, they were just speaking over the loudspeaker and everything. But then I wanted to see if I had that in my phone, and I don't. But this is a dream I never like finished expanding on. A personified flying drone and a cartoonish looking mosquito flying through a cornfield crash. I don't know if anyone will rescue them. I don't even know who them is. It's like, so
And it was a drone. Like there was people in it.
yeah.
Like even when like flying cars, you're seeing these little square boxes now. You can just set them up there with a timer and just leave them and they'll just hover. They won't even fucking move. It doesn't matter the wind, they'll stay in the exact coordinate. Like these little things are like and cheap. The technology is getting cheaper and cheaper and cheaper and cheaper and cheaper. So many people could have a drone. I'm just like, y'all 3D printing and y'all flying drones and y'all have Xbox controllers. I'm like, you don't even have to get like in New Jersey. You get a couple fucking 16-year-olds together and fucking take them drones down with other drones. Like, I don't
Yeah.
think this is a big deal. Like, I just am like, nah, dog, what is happening? You guys can figure this out. Even
Yeah.
if you don't have guns, you can figure this out.
Get a
Drone
slingshot,
warfare.
motherfucker.
Red Dawn. It's Red Dawn.
Drone warfare is scary warfare, let me tell
Yeah,
you.
because they will just blow up by you and they'll follow you
Mhm.
like those fucking dogs from Black Mirror.
Mm-hmm. I don't like them.
No.
Those should be banned everywhere. Let me stop. We're not communists. Let me stop.
No, but
But
that
it's
shit is real life. If they have drones, I should be able to have a thing in my house that I could plug it right into my wall. You know what? I could plug it right into my phone socket. I'm not using that. I wish I had something that I plugged in there that put off a signal that didn't bother me, but if a drone came by, it just fell out of the sky. Like, wrong.
Your own
You
little
know,
EMP.
yeah, for drones. That shouldn't
Yeah.
be that hard to make an EMP. Oh, wait. If I do get a warning for telling you this, I am like, it just should not be that hard to make an EMP. And I
Be
feel like
careful where you direct it.
well, we think of it always as a huge thing, but it doesn't have
No,
to
I'm
be
sure it's
huge.
not.
EMP, 5G, our phones, our TVs, our light bulbs, everything around us. Literally. Those purple lights that they put up, they're there for a reason. They don't just look pretty. No. They're there for a reason. We stopped talking about the purple lights all of a sudden.
Marine batteries, a bunch of copper wire, and do a little research. That is
All you need is a
that
microwave?
is
Gio in the chat said you just need an old microwave oven.
To make an EMP.
yeah, just do a little research, some copper wire, some batteries, and a little
Yeah.
research. So yeah, I think there's certain things that you could probably do to knock an electrical flying machine away from you before it got to you. That might be powerful. Shoot a little gun at it of energy, and that thing's like boom, boom. I hate drones because, I see them in places like a lot of the times during storms, they'll have a lot of drones flying over to like assess damage. Sometimes you'll just be chilling at the beach and you'll see a drone like, zzz. You're
We
like,
have them flying here like clockwork all the time, but it's like a normal thing. Just scanning, I guess, doing whatever they do. But every night you'll see drones out, but not like the drones that they're
how
showing.
long? How long has this thing been that every night you see drones out, Layla?
I don't know. It's
She's
been a
like, I
while.
don't know, like 48 hours.
No, like a while, like as long as I was here. 4 years now. It's not like a bunch of drones in the sky, but it's just like a drone you'll see pass by, and then you'll see another one pass by like after an hour. Like you'll
But
see
you
them like
kind of live
clockwork.
in like a fun,
Military
oh,
also.
close to military too.
Yeah, so they just probably do scanning for whatever reason.
A
Military.
lot of artists though, or a lot of photographers do drone photography.
But at night,
Possibly, potentially.
I think pump action. Little pump action.
pump. We need some pump right now. Buy
Like
drinks.
Um,
skeet shooting.
If you want to buy in right now, buy in.
Yeah, it does seem like interesting. Like, why not go skeet shooting for it? Like, they have different hunts here where it's like, hey guys, we'll pay you $1,000 a head for every boa you kill in the Everglades because they're infesting the Everglades. So guys will go into the Everglades and they'll do these hunts and they'll make all this money, and they can keep the skin of the bodies, but they have to show the head so they're not like cutting snakes in half and shit and
Yeah.
getting extra money. Why couldn't they do the same thing with these drones?
Mm.
So easy. Good old boys and gangsters, $1,000 a drone. Bring us the head.
Minutemen.
Yeah. I don't care who you are.
That's what tells me that it's not foreign.
Or like, let's just it's going to be hard to do this one, you guys, but let's just philosophize in the idea that we're in World War III. And it's been a silent war that we've been in the whole entire time. Like, our country's just like everything about it. Like, it hasn't been with weapons because we have too many weapons. So they're pretty much like that Obama movie. Doesn't it feel like really close to like they have to hit us with stages to try to go to war with us? They can't just come ashore because we'll fuck people up. America has
Yeah.
too many weapons.
Yeah.
That's I think they made a movie. I haven't watched it, but there's this book series called The Fifth Wave, and it's pretty interesting because they think they're being attacked by aliens, but it starts with the EMP. I think that's the first wave, and then the second wave is they infect the birds, so the birds freaking shit everywhere, like on your car and all of that, and they spread a virus, and so that's like the second wave, and so they roll it out in stages, and yeah, it seems the most logical way to do it.
Yeah, what was that movie? That silly Obama movie?
I didn't ever watch it.
You
I don't-
should.
I didn't
Dude,
watch it.
Okay,
dude, look, I don't remember when, but it was like way
just a couple years
later.
ago. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I watched it way later than everybody
Okay.
else. Like it was so late, I never even brought it up to everyone again. But there were certain things in that, and it hasn't been things that everyone hasn't said. They're like, I don't want an electrical car because I don't want that motherfucker to drive me somewhere. Like, but some things about it that they thought of in the stages of the way that they do it, that you're like, and even how they explain it, even down to the Iran of it all.
Really? It's worth a watch then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like they told us it already. We got the hillbilly effigy. We got I feel like we have to be watching the Netflix for, it's like you don't have to buy the brainwashing, but you can have the script. Like they're going to do it. Like they have to keep softening it up. Oh, alien disclosure. Right when I turned on YouTube last night, the first video I watched, the next one that YouTube just put on, Dr. Stephen Greer something. I don't watch him. I'm not an alien looker. Nothing in my algorithm's aliens. Like it, and it's just like, oh, here we go. It's gonna be the aliens.
Yeah.
But I just think if there were something that came from above, wouldn't they need to rebrand themselves?
Yeah, for
Like
sure. Because they have to they need us to believe again.
So
It
you
doesn't
should
matter
watch
how we look at
Childhood's
it, but
End.
yeah.
Layla,
Oof.
I was thinking the exact same thing.
What you
It
just
was
said?
so
Childhood's End.
crazy.
Such a fucking wild
I think we can
idea.
give away the whole. Spoiler alert. It's such an old fucking thing if you haven't watched it by now. Sorry, but you should still watch it in the same way as all these other things we've said the Indians of. This fucking movie is an alien invasion comes to Earth. And the alien invasion spreads peace on Earth. All the weapons magnetize and just like none of them work. They're all dead. And if you try to hurt somebody else, the aliens will just kill you. Like there's no hurt that's even allowed to go on. You're not allowed to hurt anyone. So it becomes this like utopic place. Everything becomes clean. The air, all the systems work perfectly. So all these years are all beautiful. A couple people are like, we don't like that. We want to go to old New York, which becomes like a 1970s version of people that just want to live free, like kind of idea. But eventually, after this certain amount of time and all this whole new generation of children's born, and they're all very gifted and they grow up in this utopia, so they never have want for anything. So it becomes this like kind of Atlantis idea. And then there's a huge stadium built almost in this old Grecian, huge stadium, because they're finally going to meet the overlord. They're finally going to meet the one who's built this whole utopia for them. And he walks out on the stage, and this motherfucker is goat bodied with huge fucking, he is like red.
2 kids.
Like he is the like Satan from your kid idea
From
of what
like
Satan would look
Legend.
like.
Yeah, from Legend.
And it's
From
like,
Legend.
don't be scared. And everyone's like,
Don't be frightened. And they're like, whoa, hey! Then they started cheering. They thought about it for a second.
they were like, oh fuck.
He's our savior. Okay, cool. All right. Oh my god. And then continue. You gotta finish.
I don't
it.
remember. I
All
just
right.
went brain dead.
I'll tell her. I'll tell them. So everyone is excited. We're happy. Everyone's great. Then shit turns fucking sideways. Apparently, the character that he used the entire time, let's say like a messiah, pretty much. He picked a guy from the middle of nowhere and kind of made him his, I guess, pawn to make shit happen. Yeah. So, the whole idea of it and their utopia was for them to realize that, oh no, this is what happened. When shit started hitting the fan, everything that it said, like in scripture, or like even in Islam, not Islam but hadiths, like women will all of a sudden miscarry instantaneously. People will start seeing the dead people who were in their lives or like in their photos come to life all of a sudden, and they're in front of them. Children started being floated, their children that they had during this era started floating in the air, and their parents are trying to hold their children down. But the guy, I guess the overlord, all of a sudden, the devil, let's say,
Look how he walks out.
yeah,
Just
he tells everybody no one will have any more children, and your children are not yours anymore. So imagine that, like your child being taken away from you up into the sky, taken somewhere, and you guys are left there, no children. You guys can't procreate. You guys can't make kids anymore, and find out that it's the end of the entire globe as you know it. Like the end.
yeah, this
And
mothership just sits over Earth.
and obliterates it. But the
It's like
funny,
a moth.
the most like saddest thing that I found about this movie, towards the end, one of the scientists who came back to Earth after all of the humans died, before the guy blew it up, the evil guy, the only man that was left on the planet came back because he was on a mission somewhere, and he came back to Earth, and he asked the overlord, I know you're going to kill me, I know this is all over, but can you do me a favor, and can you leave the sound of what Earth sounded like for when other people passed by that area, they knew that we were once here? So the frequency sound of Earth, and like children laughing and playing, and sounds of birds and waves crashing, and all the beauty that made this Earth, the sound of it stayed in that space, in space, as like a reminder to people who pass by, like the great civilization that lived there. Blew my mind. Like I cried. I was like, oh my God.
It was a crazy show.
Yeah. Oh, it had me in fucking tears a lot of times because it was during COVID too. And it was like the beginning of COVID. And I was watching this fucking film. I was like, oh my God, we're all going to die. The aliens are next.
It's just wild because that's what makes me curious. Even like what if, we have Thoth or Ra, we have this bird representation of gods in other religions. It makes me wonder sometimes with the double-headed eagle specifically, and like what that represents. And if it, in a serpent way, like if, let's say, Isis was some kind of lowercase deity, and let's say Ra was some lowercase deity, and they were just at war with each other. But let's say it's way older than them. Let's say it's Enki and Enlil. So
Yeah.
it's those kind of ideas. But then it's the island of Lost, because if you boil it down to two, then it's just like a dollar bet.
Dude, what if this is like all a lie and they just created their own like beings of humans, made him homunculus and just kept them somewhere in some underground city and just kept making them and making them and making them, and gave them the technology and said, okay, here's what you're going to do. All right, my little minions, like the fucking minions, we're going to take over the world. And this is how we're going to do it. You guys have to kill every fucking human being on this planet because they don't belong here, and this realm is just for us. And after they're done with that, they kill those beings off, and there you go. They have every resource they need. We've gave it to them all. That sounds like a pretty cool idea. If I had the technology, make little fucking homunculus. They do it.
For what?
For the whole Gog and Magog idea.
Oh, that
nightmare. That's what I'm saying.
Nightmare.
It's like they are probably doing it and creating this fucking mess to say, like, oh, you see, revelation is happening.
The Gog Magog almost seems like the black ooze of Vril in form. There's something about it that is so creepy to me. It's so next level dark
Yeah.
in like a way that I'm like, oh, my Christian Bible did not prepare me for the Gog and Magog.
Mhm.
Like, ooh, like if you almost have to pick between hell and Gog and Magog, you're like, oh, give me hell, honey. Like Gog and Magog.
I don't know. My brain is just weird. I ask these weird questions, just like,
But
it
I
could be a
don't know. I
possibility,
think
man.
I think sometimes like these pharaohs or these quote unquote god kings, if you would have to create life. And so it makes me think they messed with, like you're saying, homunculus and alchemy and all these crazy, like, we should take crabs and make him breed in the egg of a cow and see if I can make a man out of it. And they're like, I'll make a super soldier. I just think they were doing crazy shit like this.
Mm-hmm.
See, and I think Osiris and Isis are probably some of the original vampires because they were Pharaoh and they went like after she resurrected, put his body parts back together and resurrected him. They were the god and goddess of the night, supposedly never seen by daylight again.
But I know as a vampire, like that's the lore that we have. It's
Yeah,
like,
that's the closest thing we have to describe it.
but is it like cannibal? Are they sucking the blood of a virgin? Like, what's the lore of this whole thing? I feel like if you boil down the vampire, it's like there's such specific stuff going on that is also
Yeah.
like really akin to a lot of the stuff we all like. If you
That
were
we're
to really
seeing. Yeah.
bite someone here specifically, it's just like even Anne Rice is specific about showing us in that first bite of that adrenaline pumping, tink, tink,
Yeah.
tink, 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 tink. And so I think that too, like that adrenal gland, even though your adrenal glands are down here, I think it
That
pumping
would
through
cause
here.
that would cause a major adrenaline rush in your blood though.
Yeah. And so there's just something about
It's
it.
that
Like
fight or flight.
yeah, it's like cannibalistic. Like there's something, but it's not like they're necessarily eating the flesh. We're hearing about them drinking.
Cain
Yeah.
and Abel,
Drinking the life.
cannibal. Okay. And these people, these characters that they mentioned, didn't they live for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years? Isn't one 900 year? I forgot what his name was. It starts with
Yeah,
an N, I
Seth.
think. No,
I like pretty much everyone before the flood lived for that long.
yeah, and it's just wild. All these characters lived for hundreds of years.
I feel like
One
Noah was
was
even like
like not.
400.
No, there's one that's lived for 900 years. I think it started with an N. I forgot
I,
his name.
I really
Uh,
think it was Seth, Adam and Eve's youngest son.
No, there's one that's longer. No, nobody really mentions him.
Because he was like 900 something years.
Bible. Methuselah.
Methuselah, yeah.
Yeah, he's the oldest. And so it's like, what happened? Okay, after the flood, everyone just started living up to 100 years. Like, that's just fucking bizarre. And the whole Cain and Abel cannibal, it's right there. What if they are the fucking vampires? And what if that was a whole race? And then
Well, the
that.
mark of Cain, too. Because
Mhm.
Cain was marked. He was damned to walk the earth for the rest of his life. Or like for eternity, pretty much.
Mhm.
So he was given a mark, like, we'll say a sigil, more or less, that branded him and made him unable to die.
Methuselah.
But doesn't, not to be like, no offense, vampires, but you're not the greatest monster. If it was all siblings that would be considered the first vampire, do you think maybe they were cursed by a spell or a witch?
Well, I don't technically believe that they were the first human beings on this earth. Like, Adam and Eve.
Oh
Of
no,
it.
what Abbie was saying
Oh.
about Osiris and Isis, and
Oh,
like
oh,
if
oh.
they were like all three, if they were siblings, and if they are like the first to kind of embody this vampire lore, like was it a curse or
Mhm.
was it a spell, like a good thing? You know what I mean? Like, was it a good thing that happened to him? Was it a bad thing, or is there's no such thing really as good and bad? And so all of a sudden they were just infinite of the night, but they could live forever.
Well, that's the Anne Rice of it all. That's what I liked about it, is that she takes like actual history and real myths and stuff, and she weaves her stories into it. So in her depiction, you have this spirit that's kind of just like hovers around Isis all the time, and it's not a spirit as in a dead person. It's more like a inorganic being around her. And when Osiris's body is all hacked up and thrown into the Nile, whatever, she gathers his body parts back together. Um, she's also hacked up. So like she's not cut into pieces, but she's also like bleeding and stuff, and the spirit enters her blood. So through her blood and giving it to Osiris's body, that's how she resurrects him. So I kind of like I think that's kind of interesting that it's just this inorganic entity that's around her that enters her body.
Vampires. You're on
So
notice.
more like possession.
Vampires.
You're on notice.
You know what I think is so interesting, how like if you die, they're like, oh, you just met your maker. But in like vampire lore, if you meet your maker, you also die. They
Yeah, you
like
do
take your
die.
life, but you live
Yeah.
eternally. So you just met your maker.
What if
Like-
they're not dead and they're just resting?
They're undead.
They're undead. What about if meeting your maker is so weird that it would be okay? Here, it would be a crazy philosophy if at some point in this life somebody came to you and they were like, all right, it's time. You do live forever. Like, it's time for you to learn this.
Honestly, that would be kind of cool. Like low key. Like I wouldn't mind. Like, okay, cool. Tell me what I need to do. Tell me what I need to control.
Don't you think if you live forever, like if time becomes your thing, like that would be the Saturn of it all? That if they were like, okay, you can live forever, but you have to take in life to live forever. So you have to eat and drink blood and do this shit because you have to take life to live forever.
Which is kind of why the Bible says that you shouldn't drink the life's blood of an animal. That's the only thing, because the law is written and it's totally different in the Old Testament than like what you can eat. That's why we have kosher foods and all of that versus what's okay for a Christian to eat. That's why Christians are allowed to eat pork and stuff, like animals that don't have a.
Christians are not allowed to eat pork either.
No, you are. It actually literally says, because Peter was kind of freaking out because he was at somebody's house that was not raised Jewish, and they kept trying to serve him food, and he's like, no, I would never touch that. It's unclean. And he had a couple visions from God where God put out a blanket before him, like in a whole feast, and it was all foods that he wouldn't eat, like serpent and everything. And he was like, I will never touch that. And then God straight up said, nothing that I have given you is unclean. Nothing I put on this earth is unclean. And so he knew that he had to be able to partake in those things to kind of reach the Gentiles. So he couldn't be like above them and be like, oh, no, I'm Jewish. We don't do this. Like, I'm a Hebrew man and we don't do this. So, so the only thing that a Christian is not allowed to eat is the lifeblood of an animal.
So technically eating dogs and cats are okay? They're
It's okay.
eating the dogs. They're eating the cats.
Nothing
They're
that
eating
God
the
put on this earth.
dogs.
Yeah, nothing that God
They're
put on
eating
this
the
earth is unclean.
cats.
So humans are okay to eat then too then?
It technically that, yeah. So if
So-
you're in a survival situation and you had to do that, you're not gonna freaking go
So
to hell.
survival is different because in
Yeah.
Islam they say like if you're in survival you can eat whatever you want, but for your health wise, this is what you're not supposed to eat.
But
And
thou shalt
swine-
not kill. So you're still supposed to
Swine,
uphold
I
the
don't
law in that sense. Like you're supposed to try to, like, you're not supposed to murder. So if you murder people to eat them, then no, you definitely are not supposed to do that. It's still not
But-
okay.
But aren't you supposed to not eat shellfish? Like in the Bible, like
Yeah,
there's
that's all part of like the Jewish law. So yes.
which
And
is
a lot
the
of people
Old
have
Testament.
allergies to, yeah, but a lot of people do have allergies to shellfish, so it makes
Yeah,
sense.
but allergies come from that.
No, I mean, not just from that. If you
Majority.
eat anything over time, like you can, like what we were talking about on the back end earlier, if you eat wheat all the time. Like you eat it daily, and you're following the food guide pyramid from the 90s that tells you should have 12 servings a day. Um, no wonder why people are suddenly having gut issues and everything.
I
It's
think
over time
even
you can develop allergies to any food.
I
True.
think maybe even less of an allergy and more of a temperature, that the waters of where they got it out of were just temperature enough that the bacteria started to grow on it in a way that it was like, you know how we
Never
still
meant to
have a
be.
rule? Yeah, like, oh, don't eat that shit in months that don't end in ER. Like,
Yeah.
it's like the waters are too warm to eat shellfish out of it. Like it might be it might make you really sick.
Yeah.
So really it's just like a food poisoning thing, and some
Yeah.
people don't get it. So maybe they're just like, "You know what? How about just don't eat that thing?" Like
Yeah.
all the, parasites in pork, where they're like, every time we do this stuff with these fucking pigs, and probably whatever, there's something about pigs, you guys. If they were genetically messing with us through time, like Layla says, we're just kind of homunculus in a way. Like if they were just messing with us, pigs are too close to us.
Well, and that's because the Old Testament tells you you're not supposed to eat anything with a cloven hoof, which is like the pig foot.
I don't
So
even like that phrase, but I
yeah,
agree.
I
I
know,
think like it's
but
weird
they
how
are
many
too close
Christians
to
don't
us.
abide by the Old Testament.
Yeah. Well, because you don't have to, then it's been rewritten. So,
But the cloven hoof thing might be
but there's a reason why that stuff was there.
yeah, because it was like you're
Exactly.
gonna get the salmonella, but they didn't have a
Yeah.
name for it back then.
Have you seen when they make the Asian women back in the day wear those really small shoes and their feet start to
Binding their
like
feet.
deform
Yeah.
and yeah, feet binding and it literally turns into like a hoof. Like literally.
Yeah, it's so gross looking.
Uh-huh.
Little feet.
Weird. Wild.
I don't know. I just think all the rules might be there. It's like we always talk about the mixed fabrics. And then people are sitting there with like always wearing these gross plastic and mixed fabrics, and their
Polyester, yeah.
body's sweating weird and they can't regulate temperature and they're getting sick, and they're like, I don't
They keep
understand why
getting
this is
yeast
happening.
infections and stuff like
Yeah.
that, or UTIs, and it's like, because you don't have 100% cotton in your
Well, your
lining for your
clothes doesn't
underwear.
have a frequency. So
Yeah.
if like linen has the highest frequency and guys are walking around in countries with just linen sheets on, da, 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 like the frequency that they're carrying of everything might be a little higher than if you're wearing a bunch of plastic mailed to you from 8 countries away, made in a factory by children.
Should I
Yeah.
start knitting my underwear? Wool underwear, just like, homemade cute thongs.
I mean, if you want
Crochet
to.
them.
Yeah, like I was
Make sure
looking
the
at
crotch
Abbie for an
make sure the
answer
crotch
too.
just make sure
I
the crotch
mean,
has no, you just make sure that the crotch has, like,
Is this a
100%
good idea,
fabric.
Mom? We all just looked at
Cotton,
Abbie.
100% cotton, 100%
Abbie's
linen,
like, I
anything like that.
mean, if that's your thing,
I mean,
maybe you
yeah.
can put it on your, maybe it should be your resolution. New Year's is coming up.
It's an experiment, honestly,
Might
to
be
like
wool might
see
be a wit or itchy underwear, though.
because I wonder if it'll affect taste too for women. Like, having plastic underwear and sweat and all that, and having wool or
Guarantee it
linen,
Ugh,
does, because it
probably
causes
cloven
interfere.
hooves.
bacteria.
Just
Sorry,
saying.
I keep going back to the cloven hooves.
Pussy.
I
Gross.
know,
Let me
it's
shut the
I just
fuck
don't
gross.
like
up.
that phrase.
I don't either. I don't like the way cloven hooves look either. Like, the sound of it and the
Well,
look of
this
it
is
is
the other thing too. What about, so it's like pigs and stuff and cloven hooves. Like, if why do they always show us this other deity, like this goat image? Like, what's this goat thing and this horn thing? Like, even that show we were just watching with
Yeah,
Childhood's End with the like big ram and like cloven hooves. What's always the cloven hoof mixed with the idea of Satan or this evil deity or Pan? Like all of these kind of like, what the hell? It must have come from something before those things, unless it's just the animals around. Maybe that's it. It's all just happenstance and accident. Darwin.
nah, it ain't that.
I know. It's wild. We're in such a crazy realm that I don't know. I don't understand how. I know this is like a meme and it's been said 100 times, but I really think this in my brain. Giraffes are fucking real. Like they just exist in this realm.
For real. So weird.
And they like eat food same as elephants eat the food, and they grew a neck and they grew a trunk.
It's funny that you said elephants because I was thinking the same when you said that about giraffes. I was thinking that about elephants because
I
watching their
was thinking
trunk.
about hippos. I'm like,
Rhinos.
hippos?
Why
Fucking
are
weird.
we, to me, I'm going to tell you right now, if shit hits the fan and we end up in Mad Max shit, or like I'm getting a rhino instead of a horse. Fuck your
Period.
horses. I will ride my rhino right through your
Preach.
fucking Broncos. I don't care what you're on.
We'll stomp right through your campfire.
Yeah, I don't care. Motorcycle,
much-
rhino. It's
How
the
much is a
closest-
rhino?
I even like it over elephant. Well, elephant fun too, but an elephant super smart. It's just
It's a big target though.
yeah, I feel like my rhino's hard as fuck. Like he has a weapon on
That's
him.
what
I
he
can put
said.
some armor. Yeah, a rhino. Like that's my animal I'm taking in the apocalypse. Military. I'm gonna become a rhino trainer.
$29,000 for a rhino?
Layla, thank you for doing that research.
Yeah.
That's so affordable.
Or,
Yeah.
How many acres
10 Days of
do I
Darkness, you
have
can
to
just go to
have
the
in
zoo.
Florida?
Just go to the zoo.
I wish I had a fake type sound.
Just release it.
How many like cat hands? How many acres
Acres.
do I have to own a rhino in Florida? But I know if I can't own one in Florida, I'm gonna have to fucking move to Texas.
Dude, if I'd buy a rhino, I'd go viral. Anyone would go viral buying a rhino as a pet. That's
How about
bizarre.
yeah? I
So
love
cool.
rhino. What about if
Mhm.
that's what our clique has? We all ride rhinos.
Yeah.
Like
I'm down.
we don't all have to have a different animal. Like we can all have solid
Rhino
rhinos.
posse.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're sweet. And the one thing about rhinos that's kind of funny too, if you guys ever remember the old Disney Pete's dragon, there was a fake cartoon dragon. This is how I knew. This is already where I had animal empathy that I'm like, I don't want to watch animal shows. Because that cartoon dragon, it hurt my heart when I already
Yeah.
knew it was fake and my heart was hurt because of a cartoon dragon. And when he got sad, he had a rhino lip. And sometimes when certain people cry, they get a little rhino, they get a little Pete's dragon face.
They do.
Yeah. Everybody, when they're sad, they get a little peach dragon. So that's rhino face. They got that lip. They got that lip. Anyways, what else is going on? Is there a drone update, anyone? Anyone in the chat have a drone update? Hit us up.
Anybody?
Let us
out there?
know. Thank you for the 190 people who are hanging out with us on this Friday
190?
evening.
Love you
of
guys.
Secret Society of Good Guys. Make sure you hit the thumbs up and the like and subscribe. And yeah, come hang out with us Sunday too.
Yeah.
But yeah.
What else? Luigi.
Well,
What was that Mario character? Somebody that got arrested
Luigi.
since we were talking about Luigi, and I think Maria posted
no.
something about Mario.
Mario,
Some guy
Luigi, and
who
Portal.
died. Some big guy.
Yeah, there were people talking about it in chat. What did you just say, Abbie? Mario something because the portals were being
Mario,
opened.
Luigi, and Portals.
Oh, yeah. Mario, Luigi, and portals from the
Part of the
game.
spell. We're playing Super
Dude,
Mario Brothers.
We're
Bro.
in a simulation.
And
That's it.
oh my gosh, listen
There's
to this
levels
one too.
to this shit.
There's levels to this shit. It's all in. Look at Super Mario. Look at the game of Super Mario, and the plumbers know. Let me tell you another one for the Super Mario of it all. What does Donald Trump keep saying? We have gold under our feet. We have gold under our feet. Liquid gold. And so, like, you just go down the tunnels, and you'll be like, bing, 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 bing.
Oh yeah.
Picking up
Dude.
coins.
Hit the little pea thing and
Yeah,
turn
you hit
into
a little
silver
mushroom.
coins.
Guess what? You turn into a super squirrel. Peanut.
Diamonds here, gold nuggets here, ding, 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 ding. Even in the water, there's boards in the water, levels in
Yep.
the water
Oh
too.
Gosh, guess what? You never need this suit, you guys. If you wear this suit for life, you'll just be a pariah. No one wants to hang out with you. But there's one fucking board that if you can put on that frog suit, you're like, sometimes you swim too fast, you'll swim right into a jellyfish.
My favorite is star power. Ding, 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 ding,
Yeah.
ding, 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 ding.
I like the
No,
little
let me get
tail.
the star.
That was a good sound for star power. You really hit it.
I tried.
We
used to
might get
play it all
pulled
the
down
time.
for stealing that sound from
Shit.
Nintendo.
Layla.
And we look at what else. Okay, let's play into the Nintendo lore of it all. If we're all just playing a Nintendo video game the last few months and whatever, we literally just watched Mike Tyson's Punch Out.
Mm.
Yeah. Shit.
We're like this everyday Joe off the street, just some kid playing a video game. Some YouTuber went and boxed Mike Tyson.
And won.
Mhm. Yeah.
Come on.
So do the drones feel maybe even Call of Duty-ish or something?
No, I know what the
no?
drones feel like. I already thought about this. Galaga.
Oh God, yes, yes. Oh,
Galaga?
simple.
Why does that
It's-
sound
yeah.
familiar? Galaga.
Like
It was
old
just a
arcade
game where
game.
it flowed, ship went back and forth and just shot down drones in the sky. And
Yeah.
every once in a while, the drones would drop a bomb.
Yep.
That's what's going to happen. One of the drones is going to drop a bomb. Then it's going to be pure panic about these drones. One drone's going to blow up, and then drone watching sport is going to become pure panic.
Yeah. Okay, now I know what you're talking about. Fuck. Holy shit, old school.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're just
What other
playing.
games?
They set us all up for this because if the computer had to sneak its way into our hands, and the only way it was going to do that was video games. It had to sneak
Yeah.
its way into our life. And so they gave us all the video games when we were so young. And now they don't even have to do all the video games because it's like the first thing kids just get our phones. Like, here, little baby.
I don't want to scare anyone, but the Deagle prediction from 2020s and the 2025 population drop prediction seems to be on schedule with all this shit happening, all the drones flying around. Maybe this is just the beginning of something that we have no clue what's headed towards us. I have no idea. I'm ready. I'm ready. I have my popcorn. I'm just gonna sit and watch while everyone like goes ape shit. If
Nah, you know
anything
what?
were to happen.
Layla's gonna like let a mothership come, and Layla's gonna be like,
Do you want some Turkish coffee?
mothership.
Do you want some Turkish coffee? Hey, have a seat. Let's trade crypto,
I want
baby.
some popcorn. That sounds good. I might have to add that to my cheat meal tomorrow.
Popcorn.
Your cheat meal,
Yeah.
popcorn.
Dude, you don't even know. Like when you're in a deficit, that's
Oh,
all you
you're
think
doing
about.
a whole entire.
Yeah. So like all week, all I think about is what I'm gonna eat Saturday.
What kind of grams are in popcorn of things? Like,
Really, it's just carbs and there's a lot of fiber, so it's not bad, but definitely not something I eat every day. But I like it with a lot of butter, so
you know what you
the
should.
salt's not
Well,
bad.
butter is good for you, right?
I love butter.
Yeah,
Like-
I mean,
You're allowed to have a lot of that right now, right?
Yeah.
not day to day. No, like my fats come from olive oil and peanut butter, and whatever's in my protein.
And you know what you have to put on it? Salt, obviously, but
Yeah.
nutritional yeast. You have to get nutritional yeast and put it on your buttered popcorn. I'm telling you, game change. You'll be addicted, and then you'll mess up your gums. And like, I ate so much popcorn, y'all. I thought we were gonna be like eating popcorn for 5 months. I didn't know we were gonna be eating popcorn all locked up in our houses for fucking years. Like, I really ate so much popcorn, I messed up my gums. Like, I got a popcorn addiction.
I hate that. That's why I don't like eating pop. I love popcorn.
So the kernels, yeah,
Yeah. Just
Yeah, I don't like
sometimes
me too.
It hurts. I don't like it.
Yeah. And it sucks. I don't want to shout out any name brand popcorns, but there are ones that are better than others. And I'm like, I've done like
Where
popcorn
are they?
tests. I will shout out popcorn if we're
Please, I was like, let's do this.
Orville Redenbacher.
I think
is
it
that his
tastes the
fucking name?
best. Yeah,
His
Yeah.
kernels are the biggest. The ratio of the pop is always the most. And after they pop, it is the way that the shell breaks. It's like, oh, okay. It's like the least likely to get stuck in my teeth. Sometimes cheaper, small little kernels, like they don't break the same. So like the
Yeah.
kernel,
Like-
Orville Redenbacher.
Parmesan cheese and truffle oil. Ooh, that sounds even better on popcorn.
Truffle oil's good.
Oh, that sounds so good.
Yeah, I think I might do
I'm so
that.
glad tomorrow's Saturday. Not saying I'm gonna eat popcorn, but it's just an idea.
Not saying I'm gonna go all popcorn out, but do
Yeah.
you just stovetop it or do you get a bag?
I have an
I
air popper
use
too. Just
the
whatever.
nuclear microwave.
I like microwave popcorn. It just depends on, but I still will add extra butter, like real butter.
I love butter.
Me too.
Butter makes everything better. I used to eat the like
Oh,
off
I'm
the
so glad
block.
butter and then butter and better. Somebody, this is why I shout out to whoever said it. On one of the comments said water, like the think mirror of it, water matter. Like the water just
Oh,
upside
yeah.
down matter. Like, is there such thing? I mean, we know all this other matter, but doesn't it seem like so much of it's water? Like, do you
Yeah.
like the waters of life to matter to mother? They said another one too that they used the W and the M, and it was like another word, like mind and mind and wind. Like, I don't know. It was interesting to me. Like, I never thought about the one letter of it. I always think of the whole word, or I'll take one letter and like turn it into a number in my head, but I never am just like, oh, what if parts of this is just turned? But it was interesting. So,
Words and their spells.
words and spells, spells and words.
Spelling
Shout out
words.
to Real Rye or Die. I'm going to be hanging out with Ryan tomorrow and the
Oh,
next
really?
day.
Ready.
Yeah.
Nice.
Is he already in Florida or?
I don't know. Ryan, I think he's Florida down.
Yeah, wasn't he supposed to move
I
there?
feel like he texted me that he was en route, but I was working and then coming to do this stuff. I haven't really been on my phone
It's
so
always
much.
busy on Fridays when you're trying to do all the things like work
Yeah, I'm
and whatever
so
you got to do
hectic
to get
and
ready for
I
this.
have such a short attention span. I can't it's like I allow myself like fragments of time that I'm like, okay, you're allowed to look at X for this time. But then sometimes the way my brain works, all of a sudden I'm on a dive on Instagram, somebody's thing. I have 4 pictures that I'm taking. I'm like looking up a name of a CEO of something and I'm like, oh my gosh, I just spent an hour of time. So
Yeah.
sometimes I can't even go on a rabbit hole.
I feel you, girl, sometimes. Oof.
Oh my. And you were saying that people were not feeling well, like with this going on too. I wasn't feeling well. I didn't know if my body was just having, I worked all those hours, like probably like 33 hours in a weekend. But I was just not, I feel like my body's fighting off something,
Yeah. And
but
probably
maybe it's the
because of the rave
season.
too, also, like all that energy. It's like a, recuperation period after all that energy. But I did find something interesting that I never questioned ever in my life, and I've seen this movie over and over and
Okay.
over again. You know The Wizard of Oz.
Hmm.
Follow the yellow brick road. Someone pointed out on fucking TikTok that there's 2 roads. One's a red, one's a yellow. Where that red brick road takes you, it takes you all the way on the opposite side of where the yellow brick road is taking you. So the question is, where does the red brick road take you? You know where Dorothy starts off? There's 2 roads literally
Yeah.
spiraling with
Yeah.
each other.
Yeah.
I never noticed that up until the lady fucking brought it to my attention.
I always did because I
always
I
always
did
wondered
too.
where it went
never,
to.
never paid
Well,
attention to
and
that.
then if you read the actual books, he puts a map in there of the whole realm. So the red brick road goes to like the other, there's the northeast, southwest, and each one is
Uh-huh.
represented by a witch.
Uh-huh.
And each one, and then there's the Emerald City. So each one has its own little, I
Emerald
think they're set
City.
up kind of like a circle.
Ah.
Because she wanted to see the wizard.
Yeah.
That was her whole thing. And so on her way to see the wizard, she got her courage
Yeah,
and she
but
got
she
her.
didn't need to do all that. They could have just, gave it to her, but they made her go on this fucking road all the way to the wizard. And when the wizard said, "You don't need me," and then all of a sudden, she could have just gone home from the very beginning. So it was like some kind of weird. I don't know. I don't know why I brought it up. I had to bring it up because I did not. No, there was 2 roads on that road.
Well, I
until
mean,
now.
I think The Wizard of Oz is like so many rabbit holes, even in the real world of it. Judy Garland, in so many ways, is like the original Disney kid. She's the
Yeah.
like original Drew Barrymore. She's the original like silver screen. Like they just rode her through it. Like
Yeah.
who knows what that girl had to go through
Did you guys ever watch Return to Oz?
with Faruqa Balk?
Veruca? Yeah. I loved that movie. But I saw this TikTok and it made me laugh so hard because there's this one scene in Return to Oz where she's trying to like find her friends who've all been transformed into like little
Do
figurines
you guys
and
all have
stuff,
the
or
yellow brick road in
antiques.
your head? I'm sorry for interrupting. Are you guys
Have what?
all? Is it just me? Like in my head, I hear fucking Munchkins singing "Follow
Yeah.
the yellow brick road, follow
Always.
the yellow brick road." Like motherfucker.
Sorry, that's my fault.
I'm like, where's that coming from? Sorry, Abbie. I'm sorry.
But it
to
shows
interrupt.
this lady, she's like, am I the only one who does this? She's walking around like an antique store and she's like touching things, like everything green and going, Oz. Because it's like,
Like what things you
I
never
think I'm
know.
gonna start doing that.
Like a key or like the Lion and the Witch in the Wardrobe.
Yeah.
Like where you just like open a wardrobe and you're like, "Whew."
Let's go see if there's a back to this. Yeah.
I think there's a lot more houses like that. I mean, they don't. Maybe they go to fucking Narnia. Maybe they. I mean, they probably do go to Hollow Earth in a way. Like, how would you explain it to a kid? Like, oh, this is my magic wardrobe. Where you go to Narnia? Like, because really, they go to this whole fucking underground city. Like, I don't know. It just seems. I always think everything's Agartha.
Yeah.
What are you reading?
Oh,
Oh,
one of my
remember the
comments.
prison show Oz?
Yeah. That was a great show, honestly.
That maybe top 10 shows of all time.
Yeah.
I
That was a
know
good
it's so
show.
crazy, but
HBO, right?
HBO
Yeah.
Oz. I feel like I saw that show
Wild.
too young, and it was on
Mhm.
late night. So me and my
Yeah.
brother would just sit up and watch
What the
Oz.
fuck is going on? This happens in prison? Holy shit.
Yeah, dude,
People
there was a
fuck each
lot
other
of.
like that? They rape each other? Holy fuck.
That's what Brian Callen. I remember him being the little gay guy on Oz.
Wild. Wild, wild.
That's a great show, though.
Mhm.
But I couldn't rewatch it. It's brutal.
Yeah, I can't rewatch it. I saw it once. That's all I fucking see.
Oz.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's about a prison. What prison?
Isn't
It's
Oz?
a real prison. Yeah, but it's like Oz is short for something. Somebody will know in the chat.
I don't know.
Is Ozzy Osbourne still alive on this timeline?
Yeah,
Yeah.
apparently.
Are him and Sharon still married on this timeline?
Yeah.
Yeah. They're ride or
And
dies.
and their daughter somehow is back on the timeline doing some kind of thing. She's not in hiding anymore.
Isn't
after
it weird her first song she sang was Papa Don't Preach?
Mm-hmm.
Like a
Why?
Madonna song. I wonder what kind of ritual you have to go through to get a Madonna song.
No shit.
But they were also the first one to give us cribs.
That is true.
And then we went inside all the celebrity homes.
Who are these people, man? Like,
so many of them.
yeah.
And now, don't you see it now a little bit? And you just see like stuff will come across your feed randomly, or at least my algorithm, and it'll be like, I just feel like a hard press for J-Lo. J-Lo did this thing. Who cares? Like whatever publicist, we're all just waiting for J-Lo to come out on the Diddy list.
Oh, I can't wait.
I-
I just want to see them all hang and beheaded or something, or tortured, or, slow.
Sentimental. I knew someone would know it. Oswald
Ah.
State Correctional Facility. Ooh, what about Elton John recently lost his eyesight and announced it in an Ozzy Osbourne's birthday, Black Sabbath. This timeline is nuts. Elton John is a creeper. You know, Elton John was married to a woman once. I always think that's a weird fact.
That is
Really?
weird.
Was it a woman? A real woman?
I mean, I don't know. I've never looked up a picture of her. We could. Let's look up Elton John's ex-wife. She's probably dead now from like some weird red scarf. Elton, Elton John ex-wife. Renata. Oh my gosh, this is a name for the century, y'all.
We know you're Nigel, but a lot of people don't know you're Nigel.
I have friends. I never want to dox people,
Mm.
so I always forget how much people know of people in real life, and so I always just try to stay
Renata.
with the whatever the handle is. Everybody used to get in so much trouble. We'd be like, "You accidentally said my name. You have to delete that whole episode." So I don't know. I don't know.
Me neither. I've been so out of like funk today. In bed all day. Blech. Just rumbling. Am I tumbling?
What if it's frequencies?
Honestly, I think so.
I'm just surprised, and not that I'm willing it to happen, but I wouldn't mind seeing some drones coming off my coastline. I just feel
Just
like
to
you'd
spice
see a
it up
lot
a
of
little.
pew pew. I just think it would, without even a question. It just seems like all the places like the gun laws. What are the gun laws in these places? Get out your shotguns.
I
Take them
know.
down. You don't know what they're.
What is
Yo,
this?
you're in my airspace above my house. Fuck out of here. Papa.
Yeah, you're not your camera looking down at my kids and wife. Nah, dog, you fucking pervert.
Yeah.
Drones, you're on notice.
Mm-hmm. And we don't know the zoom action
No, I
that
don't know
they
what the
got.
airspace is. If drones are allowed to fly in, they better put something across my phone or send me a text that they're like, just so you know, we're doing some public works in the area for the day. It like the same way my landlord has to come and tell me. Like, I need that kind of information for drones. Otherwise, I think fair game.
Yeah,
Or
I
they
mean,
have to then make a law. It's not okay to take your shotgun out on the beach and shoot down drones. And I'm like, okay, make that law. Take however time you need to, get it voted on, vote for the person who does it. But until that day,
like, how do we know it's a
Fair game,
government
right?
drone? Like,
yeah, how do I know that's not just some pervert pudgy budge?
Thank you.
Like, I'm trying to lay out.
And I'm
Get outta
starting to
here.
think these perverts might be these people. I don't want to say the government or all the government, but these people using these drones in the government, I think they have the power to super zoom and can watch everything that you do from like 5 miles away.
And
Well,
who's keeping track of every single one of these drones that's flying on shore? Are they just dispersing throughout our country? Like, what's going on with all these drones?
It's wild.
Even if it's just total psyop, people are actually, it's real life. Like, it's total psyop in real life that people I know are actually seeing these drones. I feel like people in this chat have talked about seeing them. Like, it's everywhere right now. So it's like, and like Layla's saying, if you haven't done the research, and don't, because the videos are really disturbing. Drone warfare is like the scariest fucking thing.
well, but it's been going on longer than we think, because when I was in the Navy, I was a fire controlman, and that's not a firefighter. You fire the weapons, okay? You work on the search and track radar. It's electronics, computers, all of it. But one of the sects of a fire controlman is the Tomahawk Tech. So Tomahawk Tech works on the Tomahawk missile, which has potentially, it could be any type of warhead, and it's really
Tomahawk on the
exclusive.
timeline.
Yeah, Tomahawk on the timeline. It could be any type of warhead, and they've always talked about how it could precision point your target. So you could literally take out your target. Like, if I wanted to kill Layla, I could wait till she was on her toilet. It would hover around your house several times and then hit you while you're going to the bathroom. So that's how precision it was. And, none of us could wrap our minds around it. Well, come to find out, the Tomahawk techs literally were like 3 guys walking through the Middle East, and they're painting targets like with drones. They're using drones to find these people, and that's how they're able to hover around the house several times and then target them wherever they needed to.
somebody
That was
just
the
said
delivery
he
system of the tomahawk.
he saw a video of somebody shooting at one. And it looked like it hit it, but it didn't come down. And how hard would it be to put like, oh,
Did he have a shotgun though? I feel like a
I think,
shotgun, you just hit
yeah,
one little side of a drone,
but
right?
if
Like,
you had like these drones can stand up to some pretty good winds, like where one might be able to hit
yeah,
it. But if could you put metal on the outside that a bullet couldn't penetrate?
yeah.
And then could you make enough of the fans that if it had 8 fans, if one was shot, would it still fly on 6? You just turn off the other ones for balance. These little
Maybe you
things
need
are
hollow
so fucking
points.
weird.
Hollow points, maybe.
I think the way you take down drones is nets.
Ooh,
You need to shoot things at it that have strings. You need to get it
chain
tangled up.
net,
You need to catch that thing like a fucking sea turtle. You need to fucking put string in it. You need to get nets, like things that you can shoot.
fish
You
line.
you're not looking for your bullet to penetrate it. You just need your bullet to go over it. So you're dragging string across it. Fish line, bitch. Fish line.
Fish line.
You're fucking. Then you could use any kind of thing
Fish
that
on.
shoots far. You don't even need a bullet. You're not even looking for penetration anymore, fellas.
Spider-Man's the superhero we need for this one.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
is the superhero we're calling out for this one. This is the housewives MacGyver that I'm calling out for this one. Yarn, lint, string. This one we're gonna red scarf these things down.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Like, so
Just
if you
need
have
the right contraption.
yeah, all you need to do, like, dude, there's some welders out there. I could tell you some sick at fucking welders, weirdos, and a lot of them are on speed, and then they're inventors too, and they know how to weld, and they stay up for days making these
An
inventions, and
artist,
a lot of
yeah.
the times they end up being cannons.
Because why wouldn't you want to build something you can blow shit up with?
Yeah, but I do think that there is, if you can shoot far enough, you could get it. Some of the buildings, if it flies into New York, just run across with a string. You just
Yeah.
need it. It can't fly. If you get 2 of its things, it'll get all tangled up. It'll probably blow up. So make sure you're steer clear. Be like Inspector Gadget shit.
Da-na-na-na-na-na-na. Da-na-na-na-na. Da-da.
Oh my gosh, what a fucking crazy. It's 2/22. Friday, it's not Friday the 13th anymore. It's Saturn Day.
Mhm.
So for their Saturnalia festivities that they have us up to,
Woohoo.
what are they going to be up to?
I don't know, but I think we have a lot more news to come for this month. The 21st. I don't know why that number, December 21st. I've been
Because
hearing that a
that
lot.
is the day fucking 7 years ago, bitch. That the 21st, 12/21. I can't believe it's been so long, you guys. I can't believe we've fucking been doing this for, well, this hasn't been that long ago. This is like 3 years ago now, but still the 12/21 of it all will be the what for? Because it was 2020, 2012, but it's supposed to be the 7 year compared to the Julian and
Oh,
Gregorian
yes. There you
calendars.
go.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. There you go. Yes.
So where everyone was like, this is the 12/12, because there was the 12/12 portal. But then the 12/12 portal, it was the mirror. So it was the 1-2-2-1. And so this would be the difference of time when it's actually supposed to be.
Yeah, and when the Mayan calendar really is
But
on its final day.
12/21 would also be the start of all these festivals back when where they would sacrifice the children. So it's just crazy, all these dates that are
It
coming
takes me back
together.
to daylight saving time.
Trump posted on that saying how we need
Yeah,
to
did you see
get
Trump
rid of it.
on it?
I tagged Chaney in it.
Because no, I didn't see that. That's wild though, because that
He's
whole
like,
idea.
yep, we're getting rid of that shit.
What did it
Yeah.
say? I got it right
Because we don't
here.
need to save time.
We don't need to save time at all.
No.
Fuck time.
That's getting rid of the whole Saturnalia of it all, right?
Fuck time.
Yeah.
Where'd it go?
Because all the keeping time stuff, and they had us all convinced, oh, farmers didn't need a goddamn watch.
No.
Get the fuck
They didn't
outta
have to
here.
get up an hour earlier. Like they get up and they feed their cattle when their cattle are ready to be fed. They know when they're, you know what I'm saying?
I just love the idea of becoming a husband of the land and a husband of like whatever your crop, your thing, like taking care of that thing. Like that was the original meaning of the thing, husbandry. Like that's so crazy.
Yeah, that is wild.
Like you were a partner to that thing. Like maybe like the like masculine knew how to take care of all those things. Like that would be like when you learned how to do all those things, then you were a husband.
Ah, there it goes. The
Abbie.
Republican Party will use its best efforts to eliminate daylight saving time, which has a small but strong constituency, whatever. But shouldn't daylight saving time is but shouldn't daylight savings time is inconvenient and very costly to our nation. Sorry, that word fucked me up. But yeah, it is. He wants to like get rid of it because it costs us money. Why it costs us money? Does anyone know?
Daylight savings time?
Yeah, why would it cost us money, so much money, just to have daylight savings time? Are we paying someone to change the clocks, or is there something more to it that we don't know
Falling
about?
back. So are we gonna stay at the fall back or the leap ahead?
I would
Abbie.
say I would say the spring forward.
Spring forward. So we're gonna spring forward like a little rabbit. Because we
Yeah.
always get this rabbit symbolism. We're gonna spring forward one last time and stay there.
Yeah.
So we're gonna jump in the air and stay there.
Well,
Kinda crazy.
Ascension, right?
I know, it's kind of weird. So when's the last daylight savings time?
They've said it for so long now that I feel
Yeah, I
like
thought they were going to
bullshit.
ban it
Do you
this
feel
year,
like
but
daylight savings is as big of a psyop as abortion?
Yeah.
Like, don't you feel like they bring this up every voting cycle in the exact same way?
And we're all, yeah, let's do this. And then, oh, sorry, no, we're gonna go ahead and continue. I thought y'all
maybe it's like a
voted on this shit.
promotion for sacrifice. Hey, look, maybe they're not really killing as many as they're saying, but they're trying to promote so they can reach a certain level for their sacrifice to participate in it.
Daylight savings. I don't know.
Daylight
I think it's
saving
all
time.
crazy. And I still think it's
No
crazy that
S.
India has a half-hour time difference of everyone else.
Yeah, that's so bizarre.
A half hour? Why? A half hour?
Donut.
Like
You throw off the whole
donut.
system.
Whoop whoop. You guys,
Donut.
crazy story. I told Donut too. But in my life, in my real life, I ended up in a conversation with somebody at my new employment that they listened to Donut.
Really?
That's so awesome.
Yeah,
Well,
it was pretty awesome.
he's pretty big and pretty smart.
Yeah, it's a pretty big deal. I was like, oh
He
my
is a big deal.
gosh.
Mm-hmm.
Whoop whoop.
So I was paranoid American. I was going to say something. I'm not going to say it.
Uh-oh.
Someone hung up one of our cards on a Christmas tree, and I thought it was so cute.
That is cute.
Mm-hmm.
I gave
So-
out some of my cards at the rave.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I
that's
didn't have
awesome.
any trinkets left on me. I didn't have any more candy. And I'm like, oh, I have some of these in the bag.
Smart.
Dope.
Yeah.
That
it
was dope.
I'm like, I was probably handing it to a whole bunch of people. If they found any of this, they'd be like,
Fuck.
hey,
Ban this
turned to
channel right now.
yeah.
So last year I competed at nationals in Dallas, and one of our fans actually messaged me yesterday and said that she's going to be at nationals in Dallas because her brother is like promoting his new brand of like creatine gummies and stuff and protein.
Oh, cool.
I know. I was like, that's so cool.
I actually want to do some research on a couple of like different supplements because even things that like creatine, like I've heard so many different people now. Did you watch that one episode with More Plates, More Dates, Abbie?
I haven't had a chance to yet. No.
But just the amount of medical people doing research on women over the age of 60 that should be taking creatine and like how much they're realizing that it's health beneficial for them. And so I'm like, I want to do some research on a whole bunch of these other like therapeutics
Yeah.
because this is a word that has been in our zeitgeist for a little while, that I think therapeutics are used to just be called like natural medicine or homeopathic. You'd have these other different things, but all those doctors got murdered before, like the decade before we all got locked down for COVID. So now it's therapeutics is how you get all these like other things. So I just want to do some research on ones before they're banned that we might be allowed to talk about that aren't Q with H's and C's, and mix those up in different orders and whatever. Because apparently you can say ivermectin until the cows come home.
Soy is not,
Oh yeah. You can't say the other one though.
Yeah. it's
soy is
weird.
not good for chicks.
No, but
No.
you know,
It's not good for men either.
no, a lot of the stuff is created from soy. Like a lot of the supplements are
Yeah, it
actually
is.
created from soy. They're not created from animals, or they're not derived from humans, or they're not derived from chemicals. They're actually derived from soys. A lot of these therapeutics and supplements that people are using to try to, like, even if it's not necessarily a reverse age, it's like a constant healing. It's like our body just it's constantly injured all the time.
Yeah.
And so it's just like, okay.
Well, even supplements, a lot of people think that, just buying multivitamins and stuff like that is good. But if you're not reading the ingredients in the supplements, like magnesium stearate, you think, oh, well, magnesium is supposed to be good for you, right? Magnesium stearate is not even a form of magnesium your body should have. It's a microtoxin. So it's in a ton of supplements. So it's like you got to be careful even with that. You think you're doing the healthy thing because the other stuff in the supplement is good for you, but magnesium stearate is a anti-caking agent or whatever, and it's bad.
Since I shared my weird drone story, and maybe it'll save your life one day. When I was writing a YA novel once, the thing that spread and really was the thing that made everybody infertile was the binding and capsules that they used for every medication.
I'm telling you. And it's like you can't research that necessarily. There was like certain websites.
Do you know this is when like when my wife had her company, there was things that they'd get and they'd put them in capsules for like bath bombs and stuff, so they
Yeah.
could put them inside bath bombs, so it'd be extra things inside these bath bombs. And for they had a vegan company,
Yeah.
and they were like, "Do you know how hard it is to find vegan of these?" What? What? What are they like? I just thought it was something that came out of my like pea imagination. I didn't know it was like, what are those things created out of? She's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, the binding and everything. This is like part of the issue."
That is wild.
Because the fragment ingredients, they don't have to list. They're listed under
Yeah.
other ingredients once they get to a small enough amount of anything. So if it's just the agreed upon binding in everybody's capsules, what's that?
Well, gelatin, right? Because gelatin
Horse
is
hooves?
animal based. Yeah.
So cloven hooves?
No, those are not cloven hooves.
Oh, horse hooves are different.
Yeah. They got
Horse
hooves.
hooves. Would it? That's weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it's like saying eat horse.
But collagen is not just, or not collagen. Why did I think collagen? Is that what I said it was? Whoa, I totally went like blank.
It is gelatin.
Yeah.
I went blank too. You said collagen.
But
and
gelatin, okay, so like an aspic, like, do you know what I'm talking about? Like in cooking, it's from boiling like the bones and stuff. Like they make a gelatin out of, I would say it's more like bone brothy in a way. Like I don't know.
I am gonna find this picture because, sorry, it's a Real Housewives, you guys, for a second, but my God, this is real life right now, and it just makes me nervous for people because there's so many things that people do, and we don't know do. We don't know the full like. So she's a Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, and this is what's going on with her face right now.
Oh,
Like that is a bad reaction to botulism and fillers and things. Like
Yeah.
your skin eventually doesn't know how to take it all, and it's all just sitting in all the places that you got all the injections, and it's like stretched out your skin to a way.
That's
It
creepy.
is wild. Brandy Glanville once dated Theo Vaughn. That's weird stuff that's inside my brain for no fucking reason. No fucking reason. This is the weird stuff. But Brandy Glanville was also married to like some guy from like Baywatch and soap star Eddie Cibrian and or something like that. He ended up having an affair with Leanne Rimes and getting married to her. So that is Brandy Glanville's ex-husband.
Leanne Rimes.
Yeah.
Wow. She was child star too.
Yeah, totally a child star. Leanne Rimes on the timeline with Tomahawk.
There we go.
We'll see it in the news tomorrow
I'm
or
gonna
after
tell you
tomorrow.
something. I served tomahawk steak. If you know what that's Salt Bay shit. You know, it's like comfortably over $100 piece of meat that you're bringing to a table. This thing was cooked so wrong that it had to be cooked again. And I like my restaurant whole being, it didn't affect me at all. It had nothing to do with me. It just like, oh, like that's just gonna be nothing. Like that's just a whole tomahawk dead. I don't know. So, anyways, tomahawk on the timeline because you were talking about the tomahawk missile. And I'm like, how
Yeah.
often do you hear that word 2 times in a day?
Well, that's funny too because Brittany,
Look at you. You knew
she
it somewhere in
messaged
your
me about
head.
tomahawk too.
Gelatin is derived from collagen.
Exactly. So it's not just horse hooves; it's also the ligaments and tendons and all of that.
Like our nails.
Yeah.
Our nails.
Well,
Do you see people getting X tattoos? Is that the mark of the beast?
Ooh.
What do you think about the like Elon's kids X, and then we have Space X, and then we're all on X?
X marks the spot.
Generation X. XXX triple X.
Planet
What?
X. Do you remember
Planet
that?
X, the 10th planet. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nibiru.
Put an X in the box if you're instead of a check. Sometimes they say an X. Don't put a check. Put an X
For your
or
allotment.
sign. Put a
Yeah,
sign
that was
here on the
the
X.
same. That was a
fuck?
slave signature. If you couldn't read or write, you could still just X. But there is I've heard that Jews didn't like the X because they thought it was a cross. And so they used a circle instead of the X. Was it the circle? I think it was the circle. But then it also, and if you look up circle, it's like kekel. And that's where like the short term like of that phrase. Cause I always thought that was like the craziest, like, of racist words. I always was like, oh, that one's so harsh. But then, like, cause there's ones of the South that I'm like, oh, that's not even racist. It's just like an old Southern saying about really raccoons. I'm like, oh, that's racist. But there's certain things that are from like Ellis Island.
XOXO, Gossip Girl.
Yeah, hugs and kisses, or even playing tic-tac-toe.
Xmas.
Or X-Tina. And then we really had Christina Aguilera, and then she really did become
A vampire.
X-Tina.
Latinx.
Vampire Tina.
Yeah,
Back in
Latin
the
X.
game.
That whole thing, Latin X. What the hell? I don't know.
What the hell is right? What the fuck are you guys doing?
So New Jersey, they have their it's like their whatever it is, their false flag going on right now. And we all know sometimes real people get hurt in false flags. I think people should be safe out there. I think they should have a plan if they see a drone hovering in their fucking neighborhood. I don't know. I wouldn't be playing around with it. because I just think that thing explodes. That's just what I think in my head. That's what I think of all those drones. I don't care if it can shoot something or not. It can explode. And I don't want it exploding by me. I don't know how
Mhm.
much fucking things they can put in there. Like, look what they showed us a backpack can do to the Boston bombing.
Well, even a lunchbox.
Look what
You
they
know,
showed us a pressure cooker.
my dad was a Vietnam vet, and he talked about little kids walking up with a lunchbox to give soldiers and exploding them.
So I don't know. I think people should heads up, take it out.
Yeah, it's build.
And because they hover and they
See
just sit
something, say
still.
something.
Yeah, if you see something, say something. Walk each other to your cars. But I definitely think drones
Ooh,
on notice.
did you see that guy who wanted to fucking take over the plane and hijack the plane?
Tell me.
Yeah, I've
It
not
was
heard about
from
this.
somewhere from South America. I don't know where the flight was from. Headed towards, I don't know because I was not paying attention to that part.
You
But
know how you guys get information here. We
yeah,
just give you
especially
stuff.
for
We give
me.
you just like,
I
here's
just get
no,
you a
all of us
little,
do it.
yeah. But apparently, the entire plane like got up and tried to stop this guy. Like it was like another attempt. What it
They're
felt
like, no
like.
9/11 here, bitch.
Nah, bitch. Nah. One guy stood up first and because he was going for the pilot's door. And he's like in Spanish, no, like, listen, you have kids here. He was with his wife and kids, which is bizarre. Okay. And his wife was like, Mario, Mario. Oh, his name is Mario. That's weird. Mario
There's the
Bro,
Luigi.
Mario.
it's not weird. This is
Yo.
exactly what it is. You just found the other part to the story.
Fucking
Yeah.
A. Anyway.
Ding, ding, ding,
Mario.
ding.
So
Mario. You even said Mario. And you know what
Mario.
Mario's name is? Mario. That's his first name and his last name. And then
Wow.
Luigi's name is Luigi Mario.
But what happened was
What had happened was
the guy came, one of the guys, the passengers went up to Mario and Mario was like not having it. So he slapped the guy. And then when he slapped the guy and he was reaching over for the pilot's door, everyone got up. All the men got up from their seats and went, bah. That's why I was like, ooh, this is what I'm talking about. Like men actually fucking standing up this time, you know? And they all tackled the guy down and held him down till they made an emergency landing. And they waited about 30 to 35 minutes for the police to come outside, waiting for this fucking police to come and arrest Mario. But yeah.
it is coincidence that Abbie is dressed like Luigi.
It's
Oh,
weird that
shit.
so my green screen doesn't like interact with this color green. That's interesting.
That is so funny. And just a coincidence.
Mario. When it's
Mario.
still
I know we all should wear our mustaches today.
oh, yeah. Mario.
But
I
it
could put
is
one
so
on right now.
crazy. I know.
I'll go
I'm like,
grab one.
oh, I know. I forgot I didn't have to give you guys mustaches.
I
Dude,
think mine are all
that was
packed
another
away.
thing at the rave. So many mustaches I gave out.
So funny.
People were so happy. Guys put mustaches on their mustaches. I was like, okay, no judgment zone. You can take a
Cool.
mustache if you want to. I
Layered
know.
mustache.
It is. So we're getting this whole like Mario Luigi. We have the Pope opening portals. We have drones. We have oh, did you guys see Jamie Foxx? His special on Netflix?
No.
Him coming out and pretty much being like he had a stroke and he teases with the Diddy idea and talks shit like even when he does all of his impressions. I noticed that when he did his Jay-Z impression, he actually says in the Jay, "Oh, I just shit myself." Like he even like it's like little mockings, but dude, if you think you're going to turn this on and get a Jamie Foxx comedy special, you have another fucking thing coming. And even if you think you're a tough person or you're like, okay, I'm going to tune I don't care. I'm not a crier. You will fucking cry at this thing. Like you will cry and then by the end of it you'll be like, all right, maybe I've had enough like part of it. But it is interesting because remember when he's like, you guys thought I was a clone. Like he's like, you guys thought I was a clone. But really he said he couldn't walk anymore. He had 20 days that he didn't remember of his life.
I
Because he had a
couldn't find the
stroke.
mustache that I wanted, unfortunately.
I know. Oh, I think my mustache is close. It's gonna be a first mustache grab. So whatever mustache.
That's what happened
I
here.
might have mine still in my house somewhere, but I feel like I packed it already.
You're into this. You're currently in between lives. You're in between timelines right now.
I am.
The mustache, since I must ask so many questions.
I must ask you a question. Well, the Luigi guy does not have a mustache.
Wait.
I mean, the Luigi from
Oh.
but
I'm like, for real? Is that
the
a
Luigi, what is his last
Does
name?
Luigi have a mustache in Super Mario Brothers?
Yeah.
This is legit a Mario mustache, for real.
Yeah. I cannot get the back off this one. I might have to grab another
Yeah,
mustache.
Luigi Mario.
Oh, Mario. Did you ever watch that movie with Jolly Guizamos?
The actual Mario movie with the whatever they're called, Oompa Loompas? No, not Oompa Loompas.
Koopas?
Koopas, there you go. Yeah. I love that movie. It transported me to their time and realm, honestly. Every time I watch it. It's a classic.
I don't know if I've seen it. I feel like I
it's
fall
so
asleep
good.
during it every time.
Oh, I
I
love
don't
it.
think I've watched the whole thing either.
Jeez, that
I
was
think I
so
saw
much
parts of it.
What is the best
You see,
Mario
like,
video game?
it's strange because you can see like glitches happening in that realm too, like worlds merge in that movie, right? If I'm not mistaken,
Look at
it's
my
been
fucking
years
Salvador
since I
Dali
watched
shit.
it.
Super Mario 3 was my favorite, I think.
I got
Like
super. I got a
the
little
cartoon
villain
or the movie?
mustache.
Oh, she said which Super Mario game was your favorite?
Yeah,
Mine's the first one, with the
the OG.
Super Mario Brothers, yeah.
yeah.
I love that one too.
Mm-hmm.
1 and 3. 2 is a bust.
I never seen 3.
3 is one where you would get the little raccoon
I
tail.
love 3. I
3 is
love 3
great.
because 3 was one of the great ones that we would just pass. We could pass around and play. Because if
Yeah.
somebody got on a roll, you could be watching them play Super Mario 1 all the way until the end of the game, like on one guy.
I would do that sometimes just like on a weekend when I was bored as a kid.
This looks almost like it's
Yeah.
What's
kinda
the movie
straight.
called?
it looks like
Mario
I just
3?
went with marker.
Is it Mario 3?
Super Mario 3 is dope.
Oh, Super Mario 3.
Are you guys Mario Karts?
Oh, I
Karters?
love Mario Kart. It was so fun.
I don't know. Something about this. Is there any? There's no kind of ships or anything in Mario. I guess they do. The drone thing I don't like. So if we're playing by the Obama movie, what else do they do? They have all the Tesla cars block the roads.
They have ships, but not like
We hit the ship part of the
spaceships.
movie already.
Right.
Confused.
Yeah, we hit the ship part of the movie because they already drove into all the bridges and all that stuff. And then, so we're at the drone part, but the Tesla cars all driving and blocking off all the roads. That part. I always am like, that's one of the reasons I'm like, I don't want a fucking Tesla.
Is Mario 3 called The Wizard?
No. Or are you looking at movies or games?
The movies.
Oh, I didn't know there was that many movies.
Oh, I'm like looking up a fucking movie.
No, we're still
talking
talking about
about
the
the
we're talking about the game. I swear you asked that already
It's okay,
too.
dude. It's fucking almost 3:00 in the morning.
It is.
We're
It's
wearing,
weird.
2 of us are in mustaches because we
Well,
happen to have them
wherever
close
it'll be
enough that
number
we have a
one.
pack of
And
like
Mario Kart.
200.
Love Mario Kart.
I don't like driving video games
I
except
love them.
not if it
And
used to.
shooting
Driving
ones.
was always my favorite. Like even the arcade games with the
God, baby. Prat.
That's cute in like a 90s date movie. I pictured you when you just did that. I pictured you with a boy like on a date,
it was
What,
my
like
favorite
playing
playing
video
video game. That drive, doesn't it seem cute? Like a little couple sitting at a driving game in the arcade. It's so innocent.
It is fun, but
Absolutely.
it's not fun when they spend like 7 hours, and then they ignore you. It's like, fuck, you love your game more
Give me
than
money,
me.
I'll
Like,
go play too.
shoot. Or like, let me play with you. It's like, no, I'm playing with my
It's
boys. Like,
Wario.
so I play well. Like, if I sucked, I would understand. But if I play well, what, you jealous? Like, I'll be better than you? Is that it? It's probably it. It's probably it.
Probably.
I'm a good game player, or
I'm
used to
just
be.
saying, drones and shit. I'm getting Contra up in here real fast.
What about like Mortal Kombat?
I was never. I like would seriously watch all my guy friends do it because I liked how the finishing moves
Yeah.
that were like special in the game. If you did the right things, they'd like
Fatalities or
they'd pull
babalities.
someone's whole spine out,
Yeah.
like that kind of shit. Where you're like, hold on. Sometimes we would really just set up a guy to just watch him get finished. Like
Yeah.
no one was even playing it.
Yeah, exactly. Just so you could practice because you had to hit the right combination of buttons to hit your fatality.
But yeah, I don't even like fighting games that much. That's why I like Contra so much, is because you played together.
Yeah.
I like that. And you had to wait for each other. It would fuck you up. Like if you tried to run on without the other person, like you would just freeze at the game and it would fuck you up. You had to like kind of hover together in the middle.
I was big into the Resident Evil games. Resident Evil 5 was my favorite for PlayStation 4, I think.
God
So
of War
fun.
too. God of War.
And that one is a 2-player game. So it's like that's what made it so fun, is like having to do the shooter game with the puzzles and stuff with another person.
God of War. I love
Do
that.
your best impression of the Mortal Kombat. If Brittany Pickle Spears was here right now, I would
Get
say
over here.
yeah, or something like Mortal Kombat.
Finish him.
See, look at me.
Finish him.
Sonya.
Fatality.
Sub-Zero.
Round 2.
Look
Fight.
at how much shit is in our head of Mortal Kombat.
I love
Holy
Mortal Kombat.
shit.
Low key like Raiden, Katana, Scorpion.
I like playing Sonya
Sonya.
because I could kick ass with her. I'd annoy people.
Oh, with her
Bridget.
leg.
Ye-
Fucking
yep.
annoying. No, that's Street
Bridget.
Fighter.
Bridget Nelson.
Oh, Sonya and Street Fighter.
Yeah. That's Street Fighter.
Bridgie.
It's Malia and
Look at
Katana
me, I know my
and Mortal
shit.
Kombat. Yeah, it
Holy
is.
shit.
Yeah. I played Malia, I think.
I think the girl that played that part also, like in the first Mortal Kombat movie, she was also the daughter of Arnold Schwarzenegger in Last Action Hero.
Mm.
And she was
Really?
also my best friend's wedding. She was the bride that the best friend fell in love with, Dermot Mulrooney, that Julia Roberts was like, oh my God, I'm in love with him. Anyway, Sonya.
What else? What else?
Yeah. 2:47.
I love that.
Not AM. It says 2 hours and 47 minutes because we are late.
Mm-hmm.
I have to take this off.
That didn't last long.
I know it, but I have so many mustaches laying around to not like grab at.
Yeah.
People are like, "What is that?" It's fine. It's not a caterpillar. It's not anything kinky. It's a
It's a
fucking mustache. Like, what is that furry thing? Why do you have strips of fur all over your desk? They're
Why do you have a
mustaches.
caterpillar on your face?
Sometimes when I'm hanging out with the ladies, we'll just randomly put on a mustache. Oh, what, you just are wasting mustaches? I have 100 mustaches.
This was a thing, the unibrow.
That's what I
Riggs,
was about
I
to
thought it
Frida
was
Kahlo.
Alyssa Milano too in it was Commando though. Arnold
Is that
Schwarzenegger's
what we're
daughter in
doing?
Commando. Oh, check that out.
Look at how that changes the whole look. Do I look like I'm a man and pretend I'm a woman? Do art, Frida.
I was gonna put horns on my head.
So weird.
A horny bitch.
Like I feel like her family did that to her.
Frida.
Because if you look at all her art, and then they said she always had problems with her womb, but you see her early childhood pictures and she's always a boy. But like either she was maybe born intersexed I wonder if that's what happened.
Like a
A
hermaphrodite?
Yeah.
hermaphrodite.
Yes.
Where she, well, that's even like that boxer that everyone was saying, oh no, she doesn't have this. No, that is a man. Like
Yeah.
there are like certain things, even like they'll have testes internally, and
Yeah.
where everything else isn't necessarily the same. But I don't know.
Sorry, that is a man.
You know, like what is it? I never get the name right of where like the movie 300, where there's like that God King
Xerxes.
Xerxes. Yeah, you know what's so weird? Sidebar. The guy who plays him, sexy.
Oh my God, beautiful ass man. Yes.
Westworld. He's Maeve's man in Westworld.
That's him?
Yeah.
Like the guy with a scar on his face?
The
That one?
yeah, like he's like foreign and he talks and he's like in his cowboy thing and he's like sexy, like Maeve's man that
Who?
rides with her for the whole time. That's
What's his name?
also hmm.
Wait,
But
In
he's in the
300,
movie
it's
300.
Xerxes, XER, XES. I think there's more
But he's like a
X's.
god king and he's
Yeah.
just experimenting, putting together these animal human hybrids inside his tent. I don't know.
300.
It's kind of crazy. And he has that really deep voice and he's like feminine, sexy.
No, he's
but
not my cup of tea. The guy, that king guy. Yeah, he's not mine.
Look at him on Westworld though.
Westworld?
Yeah, like put the actor, whatever the
Oh.
actor is, where you put cast and hit it like and just follow it. If you see him on Westworld, then like not in 300, you're like, woof. He
Oh,
looks
I
like
thought he
he's
was
about to
I
be a
liked the way he looked
Mooney
in
in the
300.
airport. He looks
I
like he's
liked
about
it.
to come up with you and give you a little Bible in the airport and be dressed in a sheet. And I'm
He
like,
looks
get away from me,
exotic. I
Mooney.
liked the exotic
Rodrigo?
of it all.
No, he's still not my cup of tea.
I think in Westworld he's sexy,
Nah, he's not my
but I
cup of
like his
tea.
character. I'm a Maeve girl.
Yeah, Maeve is awesome.
I like Maeve's whole entire get up, and Dolores is fun too. The philosophy of Dolores is, I don't know. I might have to revisit Westworld and start over from the
I can't
beginning and
believe
watch it
he's
all the way through again.
Xerxes.
I know it's wild, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was
Like a
wild.
little man in Westworld, and he seems huge in 300.
Yeah. And he looks like more
Thin?
olive skinned.
Yeah.
Cultural appropriation.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Is that blackface? That he did? Is that considered blackface?
I don't know.
Serious
What is this
question.
supposed to be like
I don't know.
Phoenician, I think? Or
Or it's just Hollywood and its makeup and it's okay.
yeah. It's
Oh.
Hollywood.
Because it's not like a black person.
Or it's
They're
like
not-
God Kings, because everything in that movie, like look at how built all those guys and cut. I still think that's a great movie.
Oh yeah, I fucking
one?
love that movie.
300.
Oof.
Oh, it's one of the best, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And he's a bad bitch, Cersei Lannister. This is why I can't ever say his name, because she is like the main HBIC in that movie, and then she's also in the TV show Game of Thrones. It's a lot. It's too much of it's like Ouroboros. Ouroboros should be the next porn.
See, and Cersei tripped
Like Two
me out
Girls, One
because
Cup.
I didn't
I've never
realize how
seen
her
that.
name
I
was
don't ever want
spelled.
to.
Because it's like, because I read the Odyssey and I always thought like Cersei in the Odyssey was Circe. But, we're Americans reading Greek names, but it's probably always been Cersei, and she was a witch who would like
How old? When was the Odyssey written?
it was never written for thousands of years. It was just passed on through oral tradition because it was done by bards.
Well,
So they
because
had
then is it Greek? Because Greece didn't come around until like 1836 or something, right?
right. So
1831.
it was back when there was the Greek, not like Greek wasn't a country. It was just like city states, right? Because that's what it was. It was just city states, but probably like a common language, I would think.
Like a Grecian, whatever
Yeah.
that was.
Yeah.
Etruscan. A lot of
Greece.
it's tied to Etruscan.
It's almost it's like oil. It's like grease.
Yeah.
And then it's like Salem, salt. It's almost like these
And we
elementals
got
placed
turkey.
over, or
I'm
like
hungry.
Mar, like I don't know.
You know, Turkey is a fucking psyop on its own. Oh my God. Especially what they're fucking doing now. That president backing the whole situation in fucking Syria with Israel. Whoo, I am surprised. Like, I can't believe what the fuck is going on there right now. I don't know if it's real or whatnot. I don't fucking know. But these Mossad agents who are there funding, who are ISIS, which are funding terrorists, who work for Israel, just made the whole project of the Greater Israeli Project happen. It's already, they took over Syria. What's next? They need to circle Lebanon. So take Syria, and then Syria is backed into a little fucking corner right there. They have nowhere to go. Just watch. It's happening.
Well, it's like all of refugees or immigrants or aliens or whatever. It's like all displacement of these adults in certain places. And then like kids, like modern day orphan trains are happening like now. Like somebody even said like all we are is just modern Cabbage Patch Kids. That's all we all are from how many generations back you can remember your bloodline. It's like they just took all of us and put us in new places and they're like, now let's see what happens with the new experiment if we give them this history. It's so wild.
Oh my God. They're definitely, Israel and Turkey are like this. They're buddy. And Israel and Turkey concocted this plan. That's all I'm telling you.
Well, the Turks, if you look up genocides like in
Mhm.
history, they're one of the ones that committed like the world's
worst.
biggest genocides.
Hmm.
The Turks are pretty much up there, like maybe with the Mongrels, but it's not even like there might have been like there was, I don't know. Some people say like even that the Mongrels were just like sovereign, like him just killing a whole bunch of leaders and being like, okay, you guys do you, and I'm out. Boom, 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 writing on. I don't know.
It's so
Broken
weird.
history.
I think, like, because the true Israel is here, they're kind of prepping this destruction of here and making us pay attention over there so we're not so focused on whatever is truly really going on here. It's like, look here, not there.
Oh my gosh, watch the water.
Yeah, and it's also
The
like
drones.
who runs the Congress. They're all dual citizenships. I don't feel like if you're going to run this nation, you should be a citizen in two countries. You should be a citizen of this country and this country only. So it's like the takeover of this country and how it's transitioning. So I think this is the true Israel that everyone's fighting for, the blessed nation.
Does that make us God's
And
chosen
portals.
people?
Maybe, but in what sense? Like chosen to do what?
Oh my gosh, what sect of are we going to be? A sect of Muslim or
Like
Christianity?
the true
God.
I
Israelite?
want to lean into Mormon.
May as well. We could be sister wives.
No, fuck that.
I would do it with
You
you
can
guys.
have the
couldn't do it.
husband. I will
couldn't
be
do it.
the easiest sister wife if it comes. You don't even have to be jealous of me. I will just help you.
We
Like,
could all be roomies.
It's not even a jealousy thing. It's just like it just doesn't. For me, I don't think it would work. I don't think I could do it.
yes, if I said it wrong.
It's like I don't know.
You
We
don't know
say
if you get
things wrong
sister
all the
wife up.
time.
No.
Yeah, I'm
Thank
like,
God we have a
oh,
chat to correct us.
I know our chat's smarter than we are. So
They
make
are.
sure that you
We at least sort
like
of know
and
what we're talking
subscribe and
about.
find everyone so you can make it into the deepest realms where maybe you get to hang out with the chat where they're way smarter and cooler than we are. And yeah. We
The
just
deepest realms, like a vagina. Hey, as long as it's making y'all
This
laugh,
is the
bro.
same shit though. Like we would just be sitting like at a bar with strangers.
I'd
They
say
would
some
just-
shit.
Yeah. Like we're
Yeah.
just sitting here right now, and that is Abby's exact reaction then.
Yep.
Like, she's like, like almost like, oh, that's my sister. She has Tourette's.
Yeah.
like she's had it forever. It doesn't even faze me.
What? Oh, okay.
It's so funny.
Not a shocker. It's just, yeah, I'm not
Can I tell you something environmental that I thought of where I was actually thinking of all these vape cigarettes, but it's not just mine. It's like the plethora of the types. And now there's like fancy ones and they have batteries and touch screens, and that's like just lasts a week and you throw it away. And it's just like, where is all those batteries going? Like it's not just the plastic, like that leaches into everywhere. Just seems like a little explosion.
This one has genuine leather. I was like, why would they put leather on a fucking a vape?
You don't want to look right now. You don't want to look.
At what?
Nothing. She's probably looking at the chart.
Yeah.
Oh.
No good. I still have faith in it though. It's whatever. You have to have balls in this realm. You have to have balls.
It is so true though. Where are all the vape stores coming from? It's almost like the mattress firm conspiracy or all the mattress stores.
Yeah.
Like what kind of fucking psyop? Why is there so many mattresses? Who's
Now that we
buying
could
all
buy
these mattresses?
Oh, well, you know what's interesting? They have a whole thread on TikTok of how people are taking the top layer off the mattress and realizing that they're wrapping old mattresses with new toppings, like used fucking disgusting mattresses. Not shitting you, y'all. I will get the videos and I'll post them. Y'all have to see it to believe it because whoa,
Would
blown away.
die.
Yeah.
My head just went to 4 Rooms. Did you guys ever watch that movie 4 Rooms? And the
Never
hooker in the
have.
mattress in the hotel?
Mm-mm.
You guys should watch that. Like, each room is directed by a
Well,
different
I've
director.
seen it, but it's just
Yeah.
been so long. I
It's
don't.
the Antonio Banderas room, and he's got the
Mhm.
2 kids in there, and his 2 kids are in there, and he's, like, paying the concierge or whatever to watch his kids, and they're horrible little kids, and they're smoking and, lighting the room on fire and stuff, but the little boy keeps talking about something stinking and thinks it's his sister's feet, and then finally they light the room on fire, and to put it out, they move the mattress and everything, there's, like, a dead hooker in the bed.
Oh my God. Holy shit. Yo, do you know this country loves you so much sometimes that they companies, I'm not going to say it's country. These companies love you so much sometimes that they will sell you mattresses that are made of fiberglass, and you sleep on those things and you're breathing the fiberglass in. And let's say the fiberglass starts shedding. You have to spend thousands of dollars to get the fiberglass out of your fucking home. That's how bad it is for you.
Don't they? I mean, I'm being a conspiracy theorist, and I'm partially asking. Don't
Mhm.
they put fiberglass in your tampons?
I think they do. Yeah.
Yes, they do.
And in diapers.
Unless you
Abby,
get
are
the
you in a
organic
drone right
alpa
now?
No, my computer's about to die, and I
Baby
forgot
diapers.
so
Oh, well, if Abby's computer's about to die anyway, we will bid you guys adieu, and we love you guys so much. And we're so grateful that you hung out with us. And Thomas will be back with us next week, but he is doing real life stuff, and he did so much work with him and Donut doing all those episodes. Like they were on air, like more than I don't even know who, like all of CNN put together. So anyway, go check
Send
those
me
out.
Bitcoin.
Yeah, if you have extra Bitcoin laying around, you can hook up your good guys and ghouls. But we love you so much, and Abby loves you too. And yeah, hit us up. We'll see you Sunday.
Love you guys.
And we love you.
Night.
And wait, let me get rid of Chill Alex Jones. And let me find Juliet Lewis. I'm so out of sorts at the end.
Send me
All right.
Bitcoin for real, guys. Love you.
Turn down your computer because you know Juliet screams. I need to turn that down. I need to figure out. I need to re-edit that because she is so loud. It blows my eardrums out too. So, anyways, XOXO Gossip Girl. Bye bye.
Can you save us, Britney Spears? Can we be saved? God, why is Satan controlling the universe?
The world we used to think we knew is constantly exposing woo. Our possibilities come true. So what we do is call out to the good guys, good guys. Witches, widows, MAGA, mystics, entertaining cunnilinguists, good guys. The forum of the quorum needs a secretive society to advance our philosophies intentionally, magically, good guys. Conspiracy, sex, culture, making it's okay to change your thinking, good guys. Good guys, good guys, good guys. The world we used to think we knew is constantly exposing woo. Our possibilities come true. So what we do is call out to the good guys, good guys. Witches, widows, MAGA, mystics, entertaining cunnilinguists, good guys. The forum of the quorum needs a secretive society to advance our philosophies intentionally, magically, good guys. Conspiracy, sex, culture, making it's okay to change your thinking.